Hello and welcome to Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream on the Just Baseball Network. What's today's date? It's Tuesday, May 2nd, and I'm ready to give you some MLB best bets. I have 2, and then we have 11 cappers coming to give their MLB best bet. On this stream, we have never had more than 22 picks given out, which is plenty of picks, right? You got 15 games. Someone's going to be on either side. We'll go over all the games. But this is the stream to come to on this Tuesday, on May 2nd. We have 37 picks. 37. We have 11 really talented MLB cappers to give you them. Of course, I'm going to give you my picks, but we have to remember, for everybody new coming from TikTok, first of all, welcome. Second of all, this is a competition. We stream every single day, Monday through Friday, on Twitch at 4:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern, where I go over my plays. We go over the model of some games I'm not on to kind of give you just the math version of what side to lean on. And then, of course, we have a bunch of different cappers, multiple different sides, give you an angle on every single game. And in the meantime, like in between picks, I'll answer some questions in the chat. You got baseball questions, you want to not gamble on some baseball, and we're here to help Monday through Friday. All of our picks are on the Pickett Sports app. If you ever miss any picks, you can find all of the different cappers' tracked plays on the Pickett Sports app. I recommend using the code PETER when you sync your sportsbook to figure out how you're doing, but also it'll give you an extra $3. Now, it's a lottery, so you could end up winning $100 when you put in that code. But I like to say more often than not, you're going to get $3. I've gotten DMs of people who say, oh yeah, I got $75 from using a referral. I got $80 from using the referral. It's few and far between. I don't want to guarantee it, but it is kind of a lottery, and it makes sense because it's a free app. Download the Pickett Sports app. And remember, we use the king of sportsbooks, BetMGM, right? There's a lot of different lines out there, but we wanted to make it simple by using the king of sportsbooks. I tell you what the line is on BetMGM. Everyone will be referencing that. That's the book we use. So if you're like, well, my book doesn't have that line, we are on BetMGM. It's available in every single state. Use code JBFans when you wager $10 on any MLB money line, and there's about to be 37 of them today. Pick your favorite. Once the bet is settled, you will get $100 in bonus bets, depending on the state, up to $200 in bonus bets. Who's ready? Who's ready? But let's do a quick recap of yesterday because transparency is key and I sucked. Luis Garcia just got put on the IL, was removed from the game after 8 pitches. Damn it. Removed from the game after 8 pitches. Brandon Bielak, he even pitched pretty well, but he gave that 2-home run to Jock. First 5 did not hit. Dodgers smacked easily. No sweat at all. Phillies, errors. Like the Dodgers made errors and the Phillies scored. I don't know what to tell you. They even scored 4, and that was off 2 errors. I'm not someone to complain about bad beats, but what I mean is I would play that game 10 times out of 10. 10 times out of 10, I'm playing that spot again. No doubt about it. Let's go back to the recap a little bit. I want to keep going. San Francisco, team total, smacked. But then the San Diego Padres, Ha-Seong Kim, I don't know if you guys were watching that game, but Ha-Seong Kim, 3-run home run, but the play before then should have been tagged out. We got a question in chat, 4.1 units over 1 month is mid, bruh. Absolutely, I agree with you. Based on what I've been able to do over the past couple of seasons, based on what you see on Twitter, everybody's up 1 trillion units. We track, we're transparent. I have not been great. I'm not here to tell you that I'm some messiah. What I try and do is give you my best shot every day. In 2021, we were up 16 units. Season before, we were up 44 units. And this season right now, I'm personally up 2.69 units. So 4.1 is just the picks on stream. I'm not having that great of a season. But guess what? We always have tomorrow. And tomorrow is today. And I got 2 MLB best bets for you. Let's get into them. We'll start in Chicago. And by Chicago, I mean Washington because it's the Chicago Cubs. Go ahead. Total Slayer subscribe to Tier 1. And remember, this is a competition. So, Whoever wins, whoever has the most units at the end of this season will win World Series tickets or a $500 cash prize. Now, whoever subscribes, and if I win, I'm giving them my World Series tickets. If I finish second, I'm giving a subscriber of this Twitch channel the $500 cash prize. Makes sense to subscribe. Couple bucks a month. We're also going to be doing merch giveaways. Makes a ton of sense to subscribe. But again, if you don't want to, no worries. You just won't be entered into that competition. All right? Let's start in Washington at Nationals Park. We are going to be taking the under 9 runs in Cubs versus Nationals. Now, the pitching matchup is Hayden Wesneski versus Trevor Williams. And Nationals Park is interesting. It's a park I dipped my toes into a little bit last season and hit 4 out of 6 plays when betting on a total. 4 and 2 up 2 units. It doesn't happen all that often, but when the wind is blowing left to right, so we have side wind above 10 miles an hour, unders tend to cash in Nationals Park. But it's one thing to like the weather in terms of liking an under, and it's another thing to look at the pitching matchup, look at the offenses, and also like the under. That's where these two coincide today, and that's why I'm going to be taking the under 9 runs. And here's why. First of all, the weather. But second of all, Hayden Wesneski is a fascinating pitcher. Burst onto the scene last season and really became a dark horse Rookie of the Year candidate. I'm unsure if he exhausted his rookie status. I don't know, but you get the picture. He's a young arm, loads of potential, incredible slider. The problem has been his four-seam fastball, which he throws 37% of the time, and opponents are hitting 400 against it. But even with these struggles, in his last 3 starts, he's thrown 16 innings and allowed 5 earned runs against the A's, the Dodgers, and the Padres. Now, the A's aren't the best offense, but they actually do have a fine offense. They rank around league average against right-handed pitching, and then, of course, you have the Dodgers and the Padres who crush them. But he's going to face today his easiest matchup in the last couple of games. He's going to face a Nationals offense that ranks 28th in WRC plus against right-handers with the sport's lowest ISO, which is isolated power. It's important. Isolated power, you want a lot of doubles, you want a lot of triples, you want a lot of home runs. That's how you score runs. They have the lowest against right-handed pitching this season. Wesneski is allowing much more fly balls. That's been his issue. But again, good thing is wind should help him today. Now, on the flip side, Trevor Williams is going to go against the Cubs. This could be where we lose it. But I don't see him dominating, but I don't see him allowing enough runs for this to go over. Throughout Trevor Williams' career, he's always had difficulty getting left-handed hitters out. Right-handed hitters, on the other hand, posted a 617 OPS last season, 679 OPS the season before. That's below league average. He's also thrown 7 innings, a 1-run ball against the Cubs last season. But of course, the Cubs bullpen has looked different now, but he's faced Bellinger, he's faced Trey Mancini, he's faced a lot of these guys before. And through 94 plate appearances, he's posted a 336 xWOBA with an average exit velocity of under 90 miles an hour. It's around average, right? All I need from him is an average start. Even 5 innings, 3 runs, and I still like this under because the bullpens are key in this game. All of them have their best arms available. The Nationals have 3 good bullpen arms. Their names are Mason Thompson, Hunter Harvey, and Carl Edwards Jr. They all have an ERA below 2.40. After that, a little bit tired. Don't want to mess with them. But when they're all 3 available to pitch, I like that trio. They are 3 good bullpen arms. And luckily for the Nationals, all 3 will be available today. And then the Cubs, on the other side, everyone is available, and they've been rock solid all season long. With wind blowing from east to west, my confidence in the bullpens, solid-ish starting pitching, and a Nationals offense that just can't hit righties, we're looking at the under here. It also should be noted, sharper books brought this down to 8.5. Very confident in playing at 9 if you can only get 8.5, where on BetMGM right now, let me check BetMGM real quickly for everybody and see where the line is at. Right now, it is at 8.5. So if you want to play 8.5 at plus 100, I would just lower your unit size to 1 unit. So I have 1.2 units on the under at 9, lower it to 1 unit as it is now at 8.5. So we are seeing good movement towards this under. Let's move over to the next game on the slate. Producer Cohen. Also shout out Producer Cohen, legend. Shout out producer Colin. LOL, you hate on the host and want his followers to help. Waivers, yeah. I mean, people are.
He wants to know what's good with the competition.
What's good with the competition? What was he asking?
He just want to know what is up with the competition. What is the competition?
Oh, so the competition is basically it's me versus every other capper. We have 15 MLB cappers on this thing. You're going to see the leaderboard because you're probably new to the stream. Welcome to the stream. We're tallying up all the units everybody makes. Some people are up right now, some people are down. Obviously, there's going to be ebbs and flows throughout this entire thing. Once at the end of the season, when all the units have been tallied throughout all the picks given on this stream, he's got the leaderboard up right now. Producer Cohen, as you can tell, these are people up and down on the stream, right? So whoever wins at the end will get World Series tickets or a $500 cash prize for the second place winner. If I win or get second, a Twitch subscriber of the stream gets it. All right? This competition looking for more competitors. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people want to give picks. We did this at the beginning of the season. Everybody is already tracked in the Pickett Sports app. Maybe next year we'll do more of a sliding scale where people can come on. But right now, these are the cappers that we picked, and they're the ones giving MLB best bets. And I got another one for us. This one's a gross one. This one's a gross one. And you're going to hear a lot of people come on stream today and pitch you the Mariners. They're going to talk about how the Mariners are way better. They're going to talk about how the Mariners bullpen is way better. So why are the books giving us a minus 135 line? And this morning, it was minus 140. And the first 5 bet I'm on went from plus 105 to plus 100. So they're making it easier for you to fade the Oakland A's. How nice of them. How nice of them. Let's get into it. Here's why I like the Oakland A's today. The pitching matchup is Bryce Miller versus Mason Miller. System play. Now, a lot of our systems haven't been amazing. I'll be honest. Marine layers, going off Coors Field, they've been up and down this year. They're around even, all those systems. But the one system that has been cashing is fading a rookie pitcher in their first start on the road. That's important. People are asking, well, what about Tanner Bybee today? He's on the road. It's his first start on the road. No. Your debut. First ever start. First ever start in Major League Baseball. If it's on the road, I fade you through the first 5 innings. That's what I do. And I've been cashing in year over year over year, and it ain't stopping now, and I don't give a shit if it's the Oakland A's. Because the Oakland A's are winning this game. Here's the problem, though, with the A's, right? You think they're terrible. They've won like 5 games all season. They're awful. I get it. But why are they bad? One, they have the worst bullpen in the sport, and it ain't close. It's terrible. It's a bunch of guys I've never even heard of. It is a bad bullpen. They have one guy who I like. His name is Sam Moll. That's it. Number 2, why the A's are terrible. They have the worst starting pitching staff in Major League Baseball by a country mile. White Sox fans, don't mean to call you out, but you're right there, actually. But who's pitching today for the Oakland A's? Are you seeing this man's highlights? That is Mason Miller. Killer. 102. Life at the top of the zone. Hammer of a breaking ball. Look at that pitch. This kid is the truth. He's like a 6th rounder out of some college I've never even heard of. And he is a stud. You want to know how much of a stud Mason Miller is? Stuff Plus is a metric on Fangraphs. And what it does is it grades your stuff compared to league average, right? And Mason Miller, there's a couple of people at the top of the Stuff Plus leaderboards. You've heard of them before. Shohei Ohtani, Jacob deGrom, Spencer Strider. You know who's 4th? That dude. Mason Miller. You know who's 5th? Graham Ashcraft. He is a dog. You will not find much better stuff. Fastball, 99 miles an hour with 18 inches of induced vertical break. So basically, Christian Javier's fastball profile, if you gave it 5 more miles an hour of velocity. Now, he sounds great, right? He's a young pitcher. Still, it's going to take a little bit, right? But after a couple of if he starts, I think today is the matchup to do it. You know why? Because the Mariners, up until this point, is his easiest matchup today. if we look at how all these teams rank against right-handed pitching. The Mariners and the A's, believe it or not, sit right in between each other in terms of WRC plus against right-handed pitching this year. Mason Miller, special talent, and Julio Rodriguez, Ty France, both day-to-day. Probably going to play, but Julio Rodriguez has been dealing with a little bit of an injury. Ty France has been feeling sick the past couple of days, so I just don't expect them to be at 100%. They're at the top of the lineup, and especially when we're taking the A's through the first 5, that's really important. So let's talk about Bryce Miller, because Bryce Miller, kind of similar to Mason Miller in the sense that he has an electric fastball. 95 to 99 miles an hour, tons of induced vertical break. You will no doubt see whiffs on that pitch. But the problem with Bryce Miller is not only that he's making his first start on the road in his debut, but he has not been that good in AA. Not AAA, AA, right? He's allowed too many walks. And in 2022, so this was last season, posted a 3.20 ERA in AA. Good season, great season. Sorta. Good season. You know, you're a 23-year-old in AA, 3.2 ERA, that's pretty good. But he stayed in AA this season and has pitched to a 6.41 ERA in 19 2/3 innings. But it's not just the ERA that's gotten worse. It's the strikeouts. His strikeout rate in 2022 was 29.9%, fallen to 21.2%. And the Oakland A's have a major league lineup. They have a major league lineup. They're facing a rookie pitcher making his debut on the road who has struggled in AA so far. Mason Miller is a stud, and over the last 2 weeks, the A's have a better WRC plus against right-handed pitching than the Mariners do. We're seeing the public hammer the Mariners. Hammer them. Go look at any split you can find. Everybody and their mother is on the Mariners. There will be people on this stream today who pitch you the Mariners, and you decide which side you want to be on. I know I'm going to be on the Oakland lowly A's through the first 5 because I don't trust the bullpen. I don't trust it. I'm going to be on the Oakland A's through the first 5 innings early. Mason Miller is a dog. Bryce Miller ain't ready yet, and the A's are going to come to play. All right? Plus 105, push potential, plus money. Give it to me. I'd take it at plus 100 because they're winning through 5. All right? We're bouncing back. Producer Cohen, bring out the model. All right, the Ballpark Pal model, for anyone new, they simulate the game 1,000 times in order to show value on either side. They have their park factors as well, which will show you wind, all that different stuff, and it will affect the totals and which team they think is going to win. And they also have a matchup machine, so they basically simulate all the players at bats and will then show you how well those individual players that we're going to do. So we're going to bring on a couple of games, and let's get straight into it. All right? First game. Ooh, interesting. The model is obsessed with the Baltimore Orioles. Obsessed with them. Thinks they should be minus 233. But here's my problem with it. Because again, the model shows value, doesn't mean we take it. The opener was very weird. The opener was minus 140 for the Orioles. That's weird, right? And then it got steamed up, of course, because everybody and their mother hammered the Orioles. But that was a strange opener. And then I looked into Ryan Yarbrough. You know, he's dominated the Orioles in the past. Dominated them. Look it up. I'm going to go on Baseball Savant right now. Sorry, sometimes I get hiccups during stream. Don't mind me. I'm a toddler. I'm still going through puberty. I get hiccups. Sue me. All right, Ryan Yarbrough. I'm going to read you through some of his stats against the Orioles in his career. I couldn't believe it. 128 plate appearances, 27% K rate. Opponents are hitting 198 against him, 247 xWOBA. That's so low. That's in the blue zone. That is so low and so good. 314 expected slugging. Ryan Yarbrough has dominated the Orioles. Now, is Ryan Yarbrough trash? Kinda. But could he have success against the Baltimore Orioles today? I don't know. I'm not betting this game. Just wanted to show you that I thought it was personally weird that they opened at that low of a favorite, but the model is obsessed with them. They think the total is about equal. All right? What website did he find those stats on? Baseball Savant. All right, let's move over to the next game. game of the night. At least it will be on stream. You'll hear Krabs come on, and he will make his pitch for his side. But I wanted to bring this game to your attention because the model thinks the Angels win 60% of simulations. Interesting. Cardinals are decently short favorites. They're so due. I think the public's on the Angels. I want to listen to Krabs. He's going to make the pitch. But the reason I wanted to talk about this game is that the model really likes the under, as you can tell. Producer Cohen, if you could bring that back up for us real quick. The model likes this under, as you can see. So if you're unsure whether you want to be on the Cardinals or the Angels, take a strong look at the under 9 runs. Now, the model could just be off. The model loves the Angels. Maybe they think Patrick Sandoval shoves and he ends up getting bombed, and then that under gets crushed. But what I will say is the model loves the Angels, and it has a lean towards the under. All right, let's move on to the next game on the model. This game is kind of interesting because of how low it thinks the total should be. As you can tell, under 11 runs. It loves it. I'm pretty shocked, honestly. Like, Feltner doesn't really match up that well against the Brewers, and it's in Coors. Maybe they think Freddie just shuts him down. I don't know. I don't have a strong read on this game. It is interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I didn't have really a read on this, but what they are kind of saying is that the Rockies show value and they love the under. I wanted to bring this up because, of course, as you could see below, they think the Nerfie's hitting. They think the Nerfie is hitting. And in Coors Field, you don't often get too many Nerfies. So I don't know what it is. I'm not a Nerfie guy. I would never recommend betting a Nerfie unless we're just having fun occasionally. 0.1 units just to have a little bit of a sweat. But look at that. Isn't that interesting? I thought it was interesting. I thought it was kind of interesting. All right, let's move on to the next one. This game, another great game. Los Angeles Dodgers versus the Philadelphia Phillies. The model thinks the total is pretty spot on. They have a slight lean towards the under, right? Line has moved a little bit down. They think both pitchers really dominate, but they do have the Dodgers winning this game, but they think the Dodgers are overvalued at around minus 150. Now, when we go back and look at the slate, the Dodgers total right now is down to 7.5 at plus 100. So they're kind of saying that move from 8 to 7.5, it's warranted. So if you're unsure whether to take a side in Phillies or Dodgers, you're like, I don't want to go on the Dodgers, but Bryce Harper is back. What is he going to do? And I've been getting a lot of questions about Bryce Harper all day. And we have to remember, while he is incredible, one of the best pure hitters in the entire sport, one of the best pure hitters we've ever seen in our lives. Book it, Raid. W Book it, Raid. What's going on? What's going on? All right, are we back?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, I'm back. I accidentally just punched my microphone. We're here. What's going on? All right? We already went over my plays, which are the Oakland A's through the first 5. I broke it down. And I'm also on this Cubs Nationals under 9 runs. Good to see everybody. We went over the model, and you're in at a perfect time because we're about to welcome on 11 different cappers. It is our biggest stream to date. We normally give you around 20 picks. Today we got 37. Strap in. Let's go. Who's in queue?
We got Krabs.
Krabs is in queue to start us off. I'm fired up because Krabs is coming on with a 3-unit whale to start us off. I mean, holy bejesus. Holy bejesus. Krabs have had enough caffeine to kill a horse. How are ya?
Wait.
How are ya?
Doing well. 10 fours?
Absolutely
10-4s?
10-4s.
Good.
Welcome to it.
Good.
Wow.
How about those Nats last night, huh?
Mm.
Look good.
Look good.
Sure.
Sure.
W recap.
Recap.
L bets yesterday. Two losers. So there's only one thing to do to catch up in the standings, Pete. It's press.
Oh, no.
We're going
don't
to
say
3U
that.
bomb.
Don't say that. Don't say you're pressing because I know you like this play, but don't tell me you're pressing because I don't want you chasing.
Ooh, I'm not chasing. Huge difference.
Good. Okay.
Huge difference between pressing the gas a little bit and pressing all the way down and driving off a cliff. All right. We're not doing phase 2. We're doing phase 1. We're pressing. All right. I love this play. Been a little bit cold on the board overall in MLB over the past week, but this is a spot I can't refuse. And the way the lines have moved in the past 2 hours, I feel pretty great. I know a lot of those Shohei being rolled out, right? Don't hate it. No Shohei in the lineup tonight to face. Absolutely love the Cardinals tonight for a bazillion reasons. Number one, I mean, if that's like the Angels a plus money hit tonight, sportsbooks wouldn't be open. Number two, I mean, straight up. Give me a break.
Is the public all over the Angels? Like, is everyone on the Angels? I haven't heard Angels. Like, I came on late to the Book It stream and to give my plays, and I heard you were on the Cardinals. Obviously, I saw it on our Discord. I heard someone else come on, sounded like a smart guy, gave the Cardinals. I know Javon liked it. I was like, I haven't heard Angels all day. Is this like the squarest? I'm not betting on it because I thought the line was pretty accurate. Cardinals should be a small favorite at home where they haven't been playing well. Patrick Sandoval is a better pitcher than Matz. You hate that. You hate that.
They should not be a favorite.
Why?
The way
They're the Cardinals. Are the Angels amazing?
Nolan Arenado's been hitting 100 in his last 50 at-bats. The Cardinals are 9 games below 500. They're coming off one of the worst road stretches ever, and they're a favorite with Steven Matz on the mound against a good pitcher and a team with a winning record? Are you on crack? They should not be a favorite. No, they should be.
They're the Cardinals. They're always going to be favorites.
They're not good. They're not good. Steven Matz should not be a favorite in any game. Period. He should not be. And he is tonight, and I'm hammering it.
I know you don't care. I know you don't care. But we talked about that Cubs-Nats game yesterday, and I was like, the model loves the Cubs. I don't know. I like the Nats. Model loves the Angels again today. And I'm not saying it. That means it's a loser because the model could be here. It could be there. But I don't see the huge read. I mean, I'm hoping you win. I don't even know if I'd lean the Cardinals. It's a really tough game for me. I'm just surprised. I'm not surprised if anyone's just betting on the Cardinals, but to be so in, that's why I'm shocked from you.
I respectfully think you have a bad read in this game. I do. The Cardinals are not public at all. 43% of bets, 54% of handle on the ML. On VSiN, 23% of bets, 35% of handle on the spread per VSiN. Just that site, but that's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
Not public.
They got all their data from DraftKings, so it's like directly from the book.
Yep. Matt should not be a favorite any game. He's pretty much like Patrick Corbin from last year, the way he's been pitching. And, I mean, for the Angels, it's absolutely ridiculous. Patrick Sandoval is coming off an absolute gem. He's looked great all season relatively, and his innings pitched on Prize Picks gets bumped down to 17 against the Cardinals lineup that's been dog shit. I don't understand it.
But they still
when the book's
crush
talking,
lefties.
I gotta listen.
They still crush lefties. Their problem has been against righties. They have crushed lefties all season long. And that's
Let's
their
look up their batting splits.
Look up the splits. Look them up.
I'll check the Carfax.
Check the Carfax.
Check them. Against lefties, they're hitting 288. Against righties, they're hitting 256. They only have 8 home runs against lefties, 24 against righties. Way less at bats against lefties.
Yeah.
They really haven't even faced lefties much.
That's what I'm
probably
saying.
why they're 9 games under 500.
They're a splits merchant team. But that's good for you. The Cardinals crush lefties. They should win.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, I don't get this is such the sharp play. Because I'm like, yeah, Cardinals crush lefties. They should be short favorites at home.
Do you think, looking at these teams, taking off the names on the front of the jerseys, and just looking at these two rosters and teams and the players out there on the field tonight and the way they've been playing recently, let's just call them Team 1 and Team 2.
Team 1 and Team 2.
If the Cardinals are Team 2 with no name here and you're still thinking of the Cardinals from last year, there's no way they should be minus 150 in this spot.
It did adjust.
There's no way.
I mean, Shohei does help. That's
No Ohtani.
If no Ohtani, I like the Cardinals. I'm just the point of what I'm trying to say is not that I'm on the Angels. I'm not betting on the Angels. I've heard such love for the Cardinals, and I'm like, whoa, did I just miss something? Because I'm like, yeah, the Cardinals should be around minus 120, so maybe a little bit minus 130. I was like, oh, it's a little I don't know if it's overvalued, but it's a little bit more than I would have put it at. And you're hammering them for 3 units. That's why I'm just surprised.
Sure.
That's the reason.
It's a winner.
It's a
Quality
winner.
over quantity. Not coming out with 10 plays. That's not a winning way. One play. Got to see him through. Only the second nuke of the year. This is how you rise up the standings. This is how you win.
So right now, Krabs, you are sitting. Oh, you're still up 3.25 units. You're still totally fine.
Sure.
Sure.
We're right there.
Keep going.
Either way, we're in the green.
Either way,
Either
we're
way,
in the green.
Yep. We're in biz.
Let's continue to roll, my friend. Appreciate you coming.
Side notes.
Yeah.
It is Dinger Tuesday. Gotta let the people know. My guy Rowdy Telez, Big Rowdy, he's going yard tonight.
I like that.
It's already done.
It's already lock it in. What are the odds on that one?
I've already seen it. He's the second shortest. I'm pulling it up right now. He is plus 280 to hit a nuke tonight. Hasn't hit one in a little while. He's got 8 this year. He looks good this season. I like him to go yah tonight.
In Colorado against Feltner? I could buy that.
The regression monster is not waiting for anybody more than Feltner at home at Coors Field. Just wait. It's about to be fireworks from the Brewers bats.
Appreciate you, my man. Really do.
Yes,
plug BTL before you go.
Yeah, BTL every day at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday on the Book It Sports Twitch. Come by, hit some bets. Let's win tonight.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming on.
Right.
Good luck. I'm rooting for the
sir.
Cardinals because I don't think anybody else is on the Angels. Producer Cohen, is anyone else on the Angels in this whole stream?
That's not
No,
good.
no one's on the Angels.
That's not good.
That's why I
Could
was
be
like,
Fake
I haven't
Sharp.
heard Angels.
Could be fake sharp. Could be.
Or could just bang for 3 units.
Or could be free. We'll see.
We will see.
We'll be
Good luck,
seeing.
my friend. Talk to you
Peace.
soon, all right? Degen is ready. We just got goats. We just have... Degen is not ready. This is Degen's screen right now.
Sorry.
Mr. The Degenerate Weekly. How are
Am
you,
I
my
good?
friend? You are amazing.
That was my.
Am I frozen?
You're not frozen.
Okay, I look frozen on my end, so I always have to ask. I'm sorry, God, that's going to throw me off. Sorry about that. Had something come up. How we doing?
I'm doing amazing. I'm on the Oakland A's today. Life couldn't be better.
Yeah, I really thought about doing that. I'm just going to hold off for now because I'm trying not to bet more than one dog shit team. Can we cuss on this?
Yeah.
Okay. More than one dog shit team a night. A lot of season left. And I chose the White Sox as my disgusting play.
That's not going to hit. They are the
Yeah,
worst.
it's probably not going to hit. I'm going to go plus 1.5. I think Kopech is going to pitch well tonight.
No,
Anyways.
everyone and their mother's on the Twins. Everyone I've ever met is on the Twins today.
So you're not surprised to hear me on the White Sox?
Not at all. And Kopech, my only issue is Kopech has been the singular worst pitcher in Major League Baseball by xERA. The single worst pitcher. And the Twins crush righties.
Twins
This-
crush righties. I
is
think
the
they
tough
opened
one.
150. They got steamed up.
Crazy opener. That's why.
Joe Ryan's what 5-0 this year?
Yep.
Yeah.
No
that's-
way.
I mean,
no
look,
way the White Sox cover.
Yeah, it's just a little too easy for me. But don't get me wrong. I pick my spots. I if it's public, it doesn't mean I won't play it. I pick my spots. I want everybody to understand that. Anyways, that is not my play tonight. That's not what I'm pitching. I have one for you.
Okay.
And I'm going back to the totals. I'm going to be on the over in Washington tonight. Cubs and
Oh,
Nationals
wow.
over.
I'm on the under.
Yeah, I saw it at 9 on Action Network. I got it 8.5, but I think Bet Online was still 9 at minus 110. So that's what I got it at. What did you get it at?
I got it at under 9 at minus 120 this morning.
So minus 120. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think the juice is even each way.
Yeah, so right now I'm on BetMGM, and the under is at 8.5, minus 120 towards the over. So it went from 9 at minus 120 towards the under. Now it's at 8.5 at minus 120.
Yeah, so I don't love that. I have a feeling, though, I heard a lot of smart people. I actually picked the Nationals as my fake sharp spot last night. I went with the Cubs. Reason I did was Cubs just came off of being swept against the Marlins, and Mackenzie Gore had been pitching really, really well, as had Drew Smiley, to my understanding. But what I heard, so the final was 5-1. But what I had heard that day, and I thought about pivoting to this because I heard some smart people saying that both teams hit lefties pretty well, and the matchup should favor the over and lead to some runs. So I saw it was 8.5. I think it closed 8.5. The over was pretty juiced. Didn't get there. Didn't even get close. So now we got an opener of 9. And if I'm not mistaken, Wisniewski is actually coming off of a pretty good start, where he only allowed one earned run. What's that?
3 pretty good starts. He's been looking better.
Sure.
Yeah.
1-3-1, I believe, earned runs the last I checked.
Yep.
Now, admittedly, I'm not so sure you can say the same for Trevor Williams, right? 4 earned runs. But before that, 2-1-2, so he pitched pretty well. 4 earned runs.
He's like a league average pitcher. He's like your average, he's a decent 4, pretty good 5.
So what I'm getting at here is we had an 8.5 total yesterday. Sharps like the over. They got burned. Now we saw a total at 9 with 2 pitchers that have been pitching fairly well. So it's not like they're terrible. I'm not so sure that I feel quite as comfortable with this play, especially because I made it a 2-unit play, with the market moving against me. 9 to 8.5. However, I do like that the over is still the liability where it's juiced at -120. But I got it in. I got the worst of the numbers, so I'm not as excited. But that's my reasoning. That's my logic. I don't like going against line moves. That's why I'm not like you, where I trust my knowledge as much. So I don't punch bets in super early and try to beat the market because I don't trust that I'm going to be on the right side. I let the market come to me. And yes, sometimes I get a worse number. I pay a premium or I just stay off entirely. I am locked in with you on this contest at 9. So that's my reasoning for it. I think it's just kind of one of those things where I was a little surprised to see the total even touch 9, given how, and it's also one of those, just a personal thing where going back to totals last season, after they burned you in the first time of the series, sticking with your original lean, going back to it. If the number is where you think it should or shouldn't be, it depends. But I thought this was a little high. I think it's for a reason. I think we see runs. I hate to be on the opposite side of you, especially, again, like I said, with a 2-unit play.
Hey, what I will say, and I just want to provide a little bit of context for other people of a little bit of line reading, because, yeah, you're right. Me personally, I'm either making bets at 10 p.m. the night before or very early in the morning. I'm trying to beat the market. Sometimes, if there's a reason I don't bet it the night before, I already have my lean, and I want to see how the market adjusts overnight. So I make my plays 7, 8 in the morning because I believe in my numbers. It's been profitable for me. It's my favorite sport. I watch it religiously. It's basically all I know. I know baseball, I know the NFL, and I don't even know what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. I know a couple of things. And so I trust my numbers. And when I was looking at this total, while I agree with you, normally after some people are on an over, then it ends up going under. You want to be on the other side. But those 2 pitchers yesterday are both better than the pitchers starting today. Drew Smyly has been better than Wisniewski, and Mackenzie Gore has been a hell of a lot better than Trevor Williams. So I actually thought about it the other way. Now people think the over is going to hit, when actually we're going to get a consecutive under, and we have those side wins, which has been profitable towards the under in Washington. Again, I could be wrong. It's one bet, right? But that was kind of my read on it. And then I look closer into it. Bullpens are rested. Starters are around league average. So that was my read.
Well, your logic makes way more sense than mine, especially with the crosswinds scenario. Yeah, I don't certainly like that. I think it makes sense. I looked at the splits. It definitely seemed like it's not something I like when I do this, because I like a discrepancy where maybe the public bettors and the tickets are on one side, but the money's on the other. And I trust the money because the money are professionals and sharp bettors and people like yourself, again, that have their reasons and logic to bet a certain way. This under was both pro and Joe, you could say, around 60% of the tickets. 76% of the money the last I looked. And I thought it was interesting at the time that the number didn't budge when I saw it at 9. So I was like, man, it's getting the tickets, getting the money, but the books are still holding it at 9. That's for a reason. Now, what people should know if they don't, when the game gets closer to starting in any sports, the wager limits increase. So because they don't want anybody really taking advantage of some sort of inside information, maybe on a big player injury or something. For various reasons. I've never worked at a sports book. This is just stuff that I've learned over time. So that's why late movement I value so much more. And again, the fact that this probably shows me that larger wagers are hitting that number, and now it's being a little bit more respected, or respected bettors are hitting it, and it's gone from 9 to 8.5. You're on the right side. I'm on the wrong side. And again, to Pizza to Sam, who's having a field day in the chat right now, just to address his comments.
What's he saying?
No, Peter, I don't enjoy, or not Peter, Pizza. I don't enjoy fading Peter at all, and I did not see his play, to be honest with you. But I am, I'm going to go down with the ship, so
Hey,
I'm already in.
I'll be honest with you. I'll be honest with you. I've been a cake boss lately. I've been decorating
you haven't. You're
cakes.
still up on the year.
Yes, but like, this is my sport. Like, I was up a ton last year. I was up a ton the year before. I have been betting on baseball and tracking my plays even before I started on social media, ever since I was 18 years old. And I've been tracking my plays. I have never been this low to start a year, ever. It's my worst start to a season I've ever had. So for me, like, being up a couple of units when I'm giving out so many plays is unacceptable in my eyes. Like, this is, like, if it's your favorite sport, I host 4 different shows. All I do is baseball. And for me to make, like, a couple of units so far is unacceptable in my eyes. It's unacceptable. And I have to be better.
Yep. That's, well, you got a lot more going on. You got a lot of pressure. You've got the show and whatnot. So sometimes, you know, it's like a golfer. Sometimes a golfer needs a week off. You have to reset. But I will tell you right now, man, that the baseball season grind is one of the most exhausting. And I've learned too that professional bettors actually just they stop betting the sport after July. And they also feel like the books have caught up with the teams and they don't have an edge in the pitchers and whatnot. This season's actually, I was up as high as 37 units, Peter. Then I hit a 12-day cold stretch of going 10 out of 12 days in the red. That number went down to 18. I went from hitting 63% to, for those 12 days, I was hitting like 38%. And that's what happens in baseball. I mean, you get highs, you get lows. I think it's okay that you're not blowing your load out of the gate. Your start, it's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So I'm just saying this, don't get hard on yourself.
Oh, no, I'm not hard on myself. I just know it's unacceptable, and I got to be better. I'm fired up for today. I love my picks today. And it's staying here. Like, that's baseball. Like, the best hitters in the world, they go 0 for 9 with 9 Ks. Doesn't mean they suck. You know, it's just steady Eddie. And for me, it's so funny. You say professional bettors, they start in July. I love the dog days when nobody's betting baseball anymore. That's where I find my edges. Historically, like last year and the year before, you know, April, May, it's always way up and down. And then June, July, August, it's just 7 or 8 units every month. And then we cruise. Like, that's where I make money on the draft, like all that kind of stuff. That's where I'm at my best. So now it's just let's get it going back up a little bit. But I appreciate you, Jed. I took up a lot of your time. That's your one play for today, right?
That's it. That's it for me. And again, I just want to emphasize for everybody watching this, at being a 2-unit play, I don't like it as much. Market move against me, and I don't like being on the other side of you. I should look at your plays before I consider mine. Not that I'm only going to use that to dictate what I'm on, but there's a lot of other things to choose from. So
hey, I'm not perfect either. Anyone could hit. Anyone could hit this bet.
Yep. All right. Good luck tonight, Pete. Take care.
You too, my friend. We'll talk soon. I love Dejan. He's a goat.
All right. Take care.
He said go watch Office Space.
Go watch Office Space. Got to wait till at least July before blowing your. All right. Stop talking about blowing loads. All right.
No one's in queue yet.
No one's in queue right now.
Which is ridiculous, but mid-major can't come on, so let's do his picks.
Mid-major can't come on at all.
Can't come on.
All right, yeah, let's go over mid-majors. We got a bunch more cappers coming on. Nobody's in queue currently. A lot of people will come on, but no worries at all. Go ahead, Cohen.
2 units from the not mid-major.
2 units. So we're going over mid-major. Can you flash where mid-major is on the leaderboard so people can see how he's been doing on stream? Perfect. So as we see on the leaderboard, mid-major Matt is up 2.89 units. He's been one of the best on stream so far. Tomas, Jake, myself, Krabs, Javon, Matt, DeGen, KB. You know, a lot of people are down a little bit of change. But overall, Matt has been one of our stronger bettors on stream so far, and he just knows the game. And he's been very good on totals. And his first one is a what? First 5 under 4.5 in Cincinnati versus San Diego. Graham Ashcraft, Michael Walker. I got to be honest. I'm afraid of this Padres offense. Marine Layer or not. I see not a mush. Sup, boys? What's going on, my friend? The Marine layer didn't do shit for us yesterday. And the Padres are just blowing baseball straight through that thick air. I don't know what to say. They are crushing the ball right now. They didn't give a shit about the freaking altitude change. I was so impressed with that. I know it's against the Reds, and everyone's like, oh, what's the big deal? That was one of the most impressive offensive performances I've seen in Major League Baseball so far. I swear on everything. They looked like a World Series contender yesterday. You got Tatis leading off. Machado got on, then an immediate double from Soto. And then you see Xander, and you see the bottom of the lineup producing. And I thought to myself, that was insanity. Colby's on the screen. Colby's on this. Wait. Does mid-major have any more picks?
He does. We'll come back to that.
All right, we'll come back to mid-major's picks. But he's on that under. I'm a little afraid of it, but he's got 2 units, and he's really good. Let's bring on Colby Olson. Colby, we need a bounce back. Let's be honest. We need a bounce back. You were on the Devils, which, of course, I think you mentioned on stream, smacked. But the baseball plays, my man. Talk to us.
If there's one man that you shouldn't be tailing on this stream right now, it's me. I'm not even sugarcoated. I'm not going to come in here and act all confident. I've been lost. I mean, let's do this. I took a week off. I came back. My first day is 0-3. It's terrible. It's gross. And we have to bounce back now. So I have 4 plays today. That's the way that I'm going to spin zone.
Let's do it. Let's do it, and let's get into pick number 1. What do you want?
Well, I have 4. Which one are we putting up first, producer Colin?
Let's talk about the Seattle Mariners first, because I'm on the Oakland A's through the first 5.
Perfect. Yes, you are on the A's through the first 5.
So both can hit.
Both can hit. And I think that's why I am on the Mariners here. I also it's the A's. It's the goddamn A's. If there's an exception to the rule here, Pete, where fading a guy making his debut, it would be the A's for me, where I'm like, okay, well, you know what? This might be the A's legitimately might have a lineup that is worse than some AAA lineups, some AA lineups. Like there's some AA lineups out there that have some absolute dudes. And Bryce Miller has, a great fastball. He has the tools here to get it done. But it's more that I just think the Mariners overall are the better team here. This is such a sketchy line, which it is scary in that way. But yeah, that's that. The Mariners are just a better team than the A's here, and I'm not going to overthink it. That's the big thing about this board today for me, dude. I do not want to overthink it because I feel like I've been overthinking the board, and I'm just going to let it come to me today.
Okay. I hope we both hit because you got 1.45 units. I want to tell you something that you're going to hate. It's at minus 135 now in BetMGM.
I've seen it at minus 130 some places, so.
It makes me feel good. Doesn't make me feel good, though, for you because I love you. It's the A's, right?
There's going to be a Brent Rooker grand slam. Welcome to the big leagues, kid.
All right, let's go to your second favorite play. Or that's not your favorite play. That was just the
That's
first one that we started.
play.
Let's go to your favorite. What's your favorite today?
My favorite play on the board might just be my Red Sox.
Ooh. Let's talk about your Boston Red Sox through the first 5.
So through the first 5 here, you have Tanner Houck on the mound, who has been arguably the Red Sox best pitcher through.
I don't even think it's arguable.
Has been, right? But he's been a guy that I've been such a big fan of now for 2-3 years and have always been harping on Tanner Houck. Oh, he's taking the jump here. They've kind of kept him in that reliever role for the past 2 years, haven't really let him cut loose. And finally, he's cutting loose and kind of owning it, finally. But the big reason beyond Tanner Houck here facing a Blue Jays lineup, there's going to be runs scored in this one. There's going to be, it's 2 juggernaut lineups, but the Red Sox have the 6th best WRC plus in baseball right now. This lineup is as hot as anybody. Top to bottom can get it done. Jarren Duran has now entered the scene and he's on fire.
He's been crazy good out of nowhere.
It's legit.
It is.
Legit. The hard hit rate is there. Yeah. He's hitting the ball in the air. The swing is different now.
He looks good. I've seen plenty of Red Sox games. I'm like, shit, they got another one. He looks great.
But then you have Yusei Kikuchi. And that, again, to not overthink the board here, Pete, it's my brain goes, all right, Tanner Houck's on the mound. He's been the Red Sox best pitcher. I like Tanner Houck as a pitcher. He gets ground balls. He strikes guys out. Okay, Yusei Kikuchi is the pitcher for the Blue Jays. He might be my least favorite pitcher of baseball. And the Red
Why?
Sox, he just stinks. He really stinks.
He's been great this season.
I don't care. And I don't even care about that. I just saw Yusei Kikuchi and I said, yep,
Fade.
fade.
Tanner Houck is a really tough on righties, really tough on lefties. Remind me.
Really tough on righties.
Blue Jays lineup, a lot of righties.
Yes.
Top of the lineup, especially. Is Springer back today?
I don't even know. I haven't checked the lineups.
Okay.
I put this in this morning, so.
Well, and I'm going to tell you something you'll like. Red Sox through the first 5 on the money line is now plus 105. You got a little 5-cent adjustment going your way.
I've seen it down to plus 100 some places, actually. So, yeah. I do
Okay.
like this is my favorite play of the day. This is it right here.
Let's roll. But you got 2 more. Let's bring them out. Bring out a random one, Cone, and then Colby will go on it. Orioles? Orioles money line. Oh, first 5.
First five. Again, this is a don't overthink it play of the day. I do like the full game spread as well. This just feels like one where how do the Orioles not win by 8 today? Tyler Wells has been very underratedly good this year. Just a get the job done pitcher. I know that you've liked him for a long time, Pete, and he really is a get the job done guy. Like, doesn't give up free passes, does not walk guys.
Good, just solid.
Like, I love that. And this Orioles lineup is, I think, the 5th best WRC plus. Like, nobody can stop them. So this is just another, like, don't overthink it play where I like Tyler Wells, and I'm just going to ride this Orioles train because I don't see it stopping yet.
What do you think? I don't know if you were watching stream earlier. Did I read you those stats against Ryan Yarbrough for the Orioles?
No, what are they?
You're going to hate him.
Oh, God.
Dude. Ryan Yarbrough threw 128 plate appearances against the Orioles' current roster. So it's not just, he faced him 2 years ago and it's a different Orioles lineup. No, against the players on the Orioles right now. 198 opponent batting average, 217 expected batting average, 247 xWOBA. 247 xWOBA through 128 plate appearances, a 27% K rate, and a 314 expected slugging with an average exit velocity of 85. That's why I didn't play the Orioles today.
My only counter to that would be that you have Jorge Mateo, who's a different player this year.
Facts.
Adley Rutschman definitely has not seen him that much.
Agreed.
Mountcastle either. And Gunnar has been struggling, and getting a lefty is probably not great for him. But how long is Yarbrough going to go today? That's my other thing. He's probably not going to go more than 2 to 3 innings, I would imagine. But yeah, I expect them to jump out early here. And their best hitters really haven't faced him.
Yeah, Yarbrough has never faced Gunnar and has never faced Adley. A lot of it comes against Santander, Austin Hayes, Mountcastle, Mullins, Ramon Arias, Ryan McKenna. He is Jorge Mateo is 2 for 9 with a triple, 3 Ks against him.
Okay.
So no Adley, no Gunnar. So you have that on your side.
Yeah, Gunnar can't hit lefties. That's so.
What is good with that?
I think that's always been the MO for him.
That sucks.
Is just yeah. But he gets on base a ton. He's been struggling per se, but still getting on base a lot. I think his OBP is like 350. So I still am holding out hope on Gunnar turning the corner here soon.
Absolutely.
Why not today?
Let's go to your 4th play, 4th and final.
Yep. Keeping it simple here, Pete. You know who's not giving up a home run this year?
Who?
Garrett Cole.
Yes.
Garrett Cole has not given up a home run this year, which is the most suspect thing ever. I pretty much only needed to see that before taking the Guardians today.
The Yankees just suck, dude. The Yankees are so bad right now. Their lineup is just awful.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I like this play, it's a pure value play for me. Guardians at plus 135. I've seen them on some books at plus 145. It varies depending where you're at. So, yeah, I just like this on a pure value play. I think this game is closer to even. I know that the Guardians offense has struggled, and yeah, they're getting Garrett Cole, who has been dominant this year. But again, how is this guy not giving up a home run yet? Like, he's got to give up a home run today. I'm thinking he gives up a home run. I could see this game ending 3-2. Like, the total in this game is like 6.5, and you have Tanner Bybee on
7.
Yeah. So 3-2 game. Low total.
Why not the under? Just curious.
Because again, value play. Like, I see low total, and I like Tanner Bybee. Garrett Cole has not given up home run yet. Like, due for that could be the decider. Progression. And I just saw plus 135, plus 140. Like, yes, Guardians all the way there.
4 plays. Hopefully 3 winners, not the Mariners.
We'll see.
Keep it going, my friend. Do appreciate you. Go check out the Just Fantasy Baseball show. Colby is our fantasy guru, helping you out with waiver wire picks and everything in between. Appreciate you coming on, Colby.
Thanks, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you soon. We got any more goats in queue, producer Count?
Yeah, we're good for Aram.
Aram Layton.
We good for you?
Moving
around. Hold on.
We're seeing him moving around. He's squirming around.
Hold on.
We had a big debate about waffles. He spilled syrup on his keyboard. Oh, look, he's in the office. He's getting settled in.
To give some actual winners real quick.
Actual winners coming from our guy, Aram Layton. Yeah, he's here in the office. What's going on?
Yeah, I'm just ready to go. I think this slate has spoken to me more than any slate I've seen in a while. We have a stream record for picks today.
Record. We've never had more than 22 today. We have 37.
This is a big day to make a move in the standings, shake things up a little bit.
Shake them up.
This is where we catch up to Tomas Romo. This is where we catch this man and we start to bring him back down to earth. I see you over there in the queue, Tomas, and you can't talk. I can just talk trash to you and you can't do anything about it. Tomas has been awesome. I'm really excited that we're getting the volume in. It's great for the audience and it's great for us. So let's have a day.
Number 1 pick. I want you to start on the A's through the first 5 innings. Aram Layton is the greatest prospect mine on the planet Earth. I will say that till I'm blue in the face.
Thank you.
He has been talking up Bryce Miller now for a while. Really likes this kid, and he's fading him, and I couldn't be more excited. We're on the same side. Talk to the people about the prospects, because it's Mason Miller, it's Bryce Miller. I know you love them both. It's not about today, right? Bryce Miller, Mason Miller came up and struggled in his first start. They're really young. It takes a little bit for these guys to get going. Just because you don't like Bryce Miller today doesn't mean you don't like him in 3 weeks or in 4 months. So any of that. So talk about today.
Yeah. So, this is something that, and I appreciate the kind words, Pete. It was funny. Whenever you text me about prospects, I'm like, let's go, let's talk. And you texted me the one night I was trying to go to bed early and I'm like, dude, because I was like, dude, I was so excited.
That's when I'm making picks.
But Bryce Miller, best fastball in the minor league. Ironically, the 2 best fastballs of any prospects are the 2 guys squaring off tonight. Mason Miller and Bryce Miller. Those are the 2 best fastballs of any prospect. Mason Miller has better secondary stuff right now and more advanced secondary stuff. You look at Bryce of the Mariners. The struggle for him has been being able to consistently command the secondaries. He's going to get swings and misses, I think, first time through the lineup with the fastball. I do think that he'll be able to keep the lineup in check a little bit, but they'll adjust. And eventually, I think they're going to get to him. I know that this is a weak lineup. I don't like tailing the Oakland A's, but I think that they can get to them ultimately. And the thing is I don't need them to do much. And I think with the way that the Mariners lineup has looked lately, Mason Miller looks better and better each start. I think he's going to keep them in check. I think he's going to be solid. And this is just the first 5. I like Bryce a lot long term, but this is a big jump from Double-A. He had one good start. He's coming off of his best start of the year, which was 5 innings, 1 run. I just don't think that this is a scenario where the Mariners are expecting much from Bryce Miller. I'd be shocked if he goes more than 5. I think he might go 3 or 4, and they might just be looking at him as more of that 3-4 inning opener, and he'll probably get sent back down. I don't know if he's here to stay. So I think this is kind of an emergency situation, and I want to cash in on that.
That's what I love to hear. Shout out Cam Is Money. Just subbed at tier 1. They've subbed for 2 months, 2-month streak. Come on, Cam. We need you back on stream, buddy. I know he's always got work. It's frankly impossible for us to get him on stream, but I miss him. And in the chat, did I miss Tomas's plays? You did not. But right now we're going over Arm Layton's plays, and Arm's got a couple of more. He loves the slate today. Favorite slate of the year.
Yeah.
Favorite slate of the year. Let's get into pick number 2. What else do you like? Is this, by chance, is this your favorite play of the day? Like, what's your favorite play of the day?
That is a great question. I would say favorite play of the day, it might be this Twins game. And I'm curious to get your thoughts on this because it almost feels like low-hanging fruit, which makes me a little nervous. I don't know what the public's on that. I haven't looked at the lines or how they've moved since I sent the pick in at 1 o'clock. But I'm looking at this matchup between the Twins and we got Twins White Sox. You talk about how bad Michael Kopech is. Terrible. He is a disaster. But he doesn't even need to be terrible. Like, Joe Ryan has been throwing the ball great. The White Sox got their galvanizing victory. I don't care. They're not good. They're a disaster. Joe Ryan's been fantastic. I know it's on the road. Don't really care. I really think that even a good outing from Michael Kopech, you're getting 2 or 3 runs through 5 innings. I think Joe Ryan can keep them at bay. It's really just that simple. I don't need Joe Ryan to go 5 shutty. I need Joe Ryan to give me 5 innings of 2 runs, and I'll feel really good about the Twins offense being able to get to Michael Kopech. Twins offense is all or nothing, right? We always talk about home runs or strikeouts. Michael Kopech's giving up home runs with the best of them right now, or the worst of them, I should say.
He is in the first percentile of hard hit rate. He has a 9.89 xERA. But here's my thing. The opener was very strange. The Twins open up around minus 140. They've gotten steamed up, right? Better saw that, immediately steamed it up. And it's moved, right? Moved 35 cents. Did the books get it wrong?
Yeah, I don't like that's my question. If I didn't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 picks today, I'd probably tread lightly, but I'm like, I've got a lot of picks. I'll be pissed if I miss out on this one. Like, this just looks good. I'm just going to throw it in.
And it's, you're still at minus 115 at first 5 minus a half. So it's not like you have reverse line movement or anything crazy. Like, it moved a ton. Like,
yeah.
And the model loves it. Thinks the Twins should be minus 200.
This is a weird game.
Weird game. It's so tough. And it's like, maybe the Twins are just obvious and they freaking crushed them. And like, there you go. Winner. It was very weird. And I also
caught
banned
myself
White
thinking
Sox
like
games.
that, and I'm like,
I also banned White Sox
thinking about
games.
it, and I'm just like, okay, well, Kopech just stinks. Like,
Stinks.
no matter what the book sets it at, I don't care. Like, that guy can't get outs right now, and that's what I'm gonna do. So,
I love it, my man. Let's move on to pick number 3 of 5.
Yeah, so I can go in any order.
Any order you want.
Okay,
Let us know.
So we're gonna go with the Marlins pick.
Ooh.
I don't like betting on the Marlins unless it's parity, which is why I bet on Brian Hoeing the first time with a half unit, who actually looked a lot better in start number 2. I'm going Marlins money line. Super simple. We've seen the line kind of shift back towards the Braves, which is interesting.
Yeah, went up to minus 150, then back down to minus 120, minus 125, depending on where you're looking at.
Is that the Sharps getting in on the Braves late?
No, what that tells me, I think it's a lineup adjustment thing. Acuna, I think, is going to play today, correct?
Yeah.
And I think it was unsure, moved up, then I think he's going to play. I think that's the reason. Now, if he's not playing, that does mean sharper action. He's playing. Then I think it is a lineup adjustment thing because he means a lot to the line.
I was kind of going under the assumption that he's playing anyways. Like that, to me, that was why I still liked it. So Sandy Alcantara, obviously, like, ERA is a little inflated. We talked about it on the Just Baseball show. None of us are worried about him. He looks pretty good overall.
He's amazing.
And he looks much better his last outing after the little bicep issue. The Marlins got to Bryce Elder last time. And I think Bryce Elder is a guy that's shown us flashes. But at the end of the day, like, I think the Marlins can get to him for a couple runs again. They just saw him. If Sandy was on the road, I'd be a little bit more nervous. But this is a perfect start for Sandy to kind of make that statement, get back involved. And this is someone that's watched him so many times now. I feel like I just have a good pulse on, when he's going to throw well, and I feel pretty good about it. We'll see if I'm right. But this is more of a gut play. This is also just I'm getting the reigning Cy Young champ at home where he is even more dominant. Yes, it's a matchup that obviously the better team is the Braves, but the Marlins did just get to Elder, and I think they can get to him for a couple runs again. Offense has been a little bit better as of late. I think Sandy's going to have a statement game here and kind of get back on track.
So kind of like the over, because I was like, I do think the Marlins get to Elder. And then I was like, Sandy has not looked as good as obviously last year. Now, not as good as the reigning unanimous National League Cy Young. So it's like the bar was set incredibly high. Like, I don't know if, like, you obviously you know this, but I was reading about him. He's not getting the soft contact, like the pop-ups, nearly as much. His strikeout rate has fallen. The walks are a little bit higher. I basically kind of say, all right, I think he's just having a rougher month. And when I know that Sandy is at home, I can't take the over. Like, but I leaned the over initially, and I looked at it, I was like, Sandy sometimes has these outings against the Braves. Now, on the road against the Braves, he's been a little shaky. At home, he throws like shutouts against him. And I'm just like, the dude fucking shows up when you need him. And like, you need him.
And, the Marlins are coming off a sweep. You got your ace on the bump. And we talked about, like, the Braves just had a doubleheader travel day. Doubleheader.
That's another good point.
And they're banged up. So doubleheader in New York, travel down to South Florida. It feels like that scheduled disadvantage.
It does.
You get a South Florida team off of a sweep at home. Now they got their ace on the bump. It just feels like one of those games where I think the Marlins can surprise and take one. And they really need to, because they've struggled with the Braves in the early going this year. They've always struggled with the Braves. And this is the game that you got to get in this series. I think we'll see the Marlins kind of A-team out of the bullpen too a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too. Absolutely. We should see Floro, Puck, Brazoban, the GOAT. The GOAT. Yeah, I mean, if we get them three and Sandy, like, it's going to be hard for the Braves to score runs. And what we do know is that the Marlins just faced Elder, just got 4 runs off him. Yep. So let's go to your next pick.
So next one, I'm fading Michael Wacha again. I'm going to keep doing it. Okay. If they're going to give me these values, I'm going to keep doing it. And we're getting plus 1/2 run at minus 105. I mean, the Reds' first 5, that's just an absolute automatic play for me. I mean, that's something that I like the way that Graham Ashcraft has continued to look. I know that this Padres offense is starting to come alive a little bit, and it is on the road. I think for Ashcraft, it's better to be on the road. I'm happy to fade Walker through the first 5, and I'm getting a 1/2 run cushion. A tie, I win. For me, that's automatic. I love that one. So didn't want to think about it too much other than I'm getting good value on a Michael Wacha fade through the first 5. I don't even need them to win the whole ball game because I think the bullpen will probably give it up. I love the first 5.
Yeah, no, I can totally see it. I mean, you know who top 5 in Stuff Plus is right now?
Got to be Graham Ashcraft.
Shohei Ohtani, Jacob deGrom, Spencer Strider, Mason Miller, Graham Ashcraft.
I love that list.
It's a great list. That's a sick list. That's so awesome. Yeah, I mean, Arb and I are just nerding out. And what I also will say is, too, Reds are plus 165 on the money line, plus 145 through 5. So they are saying that the edge, if you're going to bet the Reds, like if you want to bet the Reds today, I think this is the way to do it. I think it's the way to do it. All right? That's your last pick, right?
Do I have one more?
I think you have one more.
I have Marlins money line, Cubs money line.
Cubs money line. Let's talk about the Cubs.
So I'm starting to see a different Hayden Wesneski.
Me too.
I'm starting to see the Hayden Wesneski that was the Just Baseball top 100 prospect that we were very excited about going into this year, starting to look a lot better. Trevor Williams is an escape artist right now. And I think it's going to catch up to him a little bit. Cubs coming off a sweep where they didn't play that bad. They lost a bunch of 1-run games on the road to the Marlins. I think this is where you get back on track. You ambush Trevor Williams and the Washington Nationals. And again, I think Wisniewski's looked a lot better. I just think this is a game where the better team picks up the win, and with the better starting pitcher on the mound. Even with the slow start to Wisniewski, I like him better than Williams. And obviously the Cubs at 15-13, they're a better team than the team that just got swept in Miami, losing a bunch of 1-run games. I think they bounce back here in a big way. And you can get them at minus 140. To me, they should be minus 160, minus 170. That's how big the discrepancy is in the quality of these two teams, in my opinion, especially with the way Belly's been swinging it.
I like what you're saying there. I took the under in this game because I like Wisniewski. And I think Trevor Williams, like, all I need for him to hit this under, in my opinion, is to go 5 innings, 3 runs.
I totally agree.
Because the Nationals, and I think he'll do that. But I think Wisniewski is going to shove. Cubs bullpen is ready to go. Nationals bullpen, not very good, but they have their 3 good guys. Like, Mason Thompson, Hunter Harvey, and Carl Edwards Jr. ERA's under 2.4. That's all they got. Then it's a bunch of like.
Who is that?
I mean, it's who are you? But those three, if I can get 5 innings, an inning from a rando, and those 3, I think the Cubs get limited to about 4 runs, but I don't see the Nationals going over 2. So I do think the Cubs are going to win, but I felt like I had the biggest cushion at 9, and I was like, I don't care who wins. I just don't think a lot of runs are going to be scored today.
I just tailed that as you're speaking. You sold me.
Let's roll, baby. All right, man. I appreciate you again. Obviously, always welcome on stream. Always welcome to give out bangers, and it's your favorite slate of the year. Cannot wait, my friend. Go A's.
Watch your back, Tomas.
Watch your back, Tomas. Now let's welcome on the king of the Not Gambling Advice baseball betting stream, and that is Mr. Tomas Romo. He's up about 1 trillion units on his own picks. He's up. Can you flash the leaderboard for us, Producer Cohen? What are you up? You had a tough day yesterday.
I did. I lost yesterday.
You
Surprisingly.
lost yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I wish you could win every day. I wish I could win every day.
We all do.
And you're still up 8.94 units.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Job's not finished, though. Nothing to be happy about. Job's not finished.
Let's get into the first play. Favorite. I want your favorite. Actually, favorite last. I want your favorite
You want
pick
my favorite last?
Last.
Okay.
Let's
All
go
right,
with
all
your.
right.
Let's go with the play that you're kind of unsure about. As your.
I'll do it this way. I'll give you my 2 1-unit plays first, then my 2 2-units. How about that? All right. First up, Cincinnati Reds, San Diego Padres. Padres run line.
Wow.
Yeah. So here, let me break it down for you, Peter. Okay. Listen, the line for this, the fact that San Diego is such a huge favorite with Michael Wacha going out there against Graham Ashcraft with a 2.10 ERA. It just looking at, I said, there's no way. I said, everyone should jump on the Reds right now, right? No. The line opened at -175 for San Diego. It still went their way. It's a trap bet. Like, I'm sorry. I see it. It's a trap bet. The Padres are winning today. I don't know what's going on in San Diego, but I watched an under lose yesterday because all of a sudden everyone in the Padres line decided to hit the ball yesterday.
They looked like World Series contenders that game. People are like, oh, it's the Reds. The Marine Layer wasn't that. That was after the altitude, coming in and doing that and looking that explosive. Mm-hmm. Like, I knew it was over in the first inning. When Soto hit the double, I'm like, that was a fun bet. Like, because I knew they were going to roll. When they get on fire like this, man, they are. They are real
They're
good.
hot. They get hot, and when we know what this lineup is capable of. Also, two systems for you. As a whole, since the COVID season, favorites are hitting at 62%. Just something to throw out there.
Yeah, you know it's the worst year for underdogs in the last 15 seasons.
Yeah. Yep. And there's another one for you. Non-divisional favorites off a win, hitting at 66%. And this is also a good spot to fade the Reds. I'm sorry, I'm not going to pay the juice. But just watching what I saw yesterday, if this Padres team is legit, like, I think they are maybe starting to, figure out how to hit the baseball, truthfully. But listen to this. Reds 6-13 as a dog, 5-13 against right-handers, and 3-11 on the road. Also, Cincinnati is 1-6 in their last 7 games following a loss.
So they're not a bounce back team.
They're not a bounce back team. They don't like to bounce back. They like to keep losing. So we're going to take the Padres run line. It's 1 unit. I got it plus 105 because I'm not going to lay the juice. I'm not going to lay the juice, and I'm sorry. If the Padres win this game, they're winning by more than 1 run. I don't see them. I don't see that being a problem. I'm comfortable with the 1.5, no doubt.
And now it's at plus 100. So you even saw a little bit of value going your way.
I'll take it, Peter. I'll take it. Like I said, 1 unit play. I love it. Go Padres.
Next 1 unit play.
Brewers, Rockies. We're laying the chalk with the Brew Crew. Minus
Wow.
164 on the money line. They opened the game at minus 150 road favorite, went all the way up to minus 165. I mean, I'm talking like last night I remember seeing it at minus 150, and I woke up this morning and said, oh, yeah, I'm betting the Brewers today, especially after I looked into it a little bit more. But I also mentioned a couple systems as well. Non-divisional road favorites who missed the postseason last year are hitting at 65% against teams who missed the playoffs, who missed the playoffs last year. 65%, sorry. Then listen to this. When both teams have a day off, take the favorite. 74%, 31-11 this year. And so, I mean, this is what I'm pretty much playing for a lot of my plays today. I had so many system matches, but I'm also fading, of course, the Rockies. Brewers 11-6 as a favorite, 13-7 against right-handed pitchers, 9-4 on the road, and the Rockies complete opposite. 6-15 as a dog, 5-14 against righties, 4-9 at home. Let's go, Brew Crew.
What am I going to say?
Yeah.
What am I going to add? I don't know. I had no idea who to bet this game. Model likes the Brewers. Brewers probably win.
Here we go. 2 unit. Let's get into our first one. Which one do I really want to? Okay, I'm going to do this one first because the last one is going to be fun for me.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Baltimore Orioles, Kansas City Royals. We're laying 2 units on -148 Baltimore Orioles money line. I got 2 points. I'm putting almost 3 units on this to win 2. And here, let me tell you why. Not only does it match my system of when both teams have a day off, you take the favorites, 74%. It also matches non-divisional road favorites against favorites who missed the postseason last year, hitting at 65%. Also, too, Tyler Wells is on the bump. Tyler Wells is my guy. He has become one of my favorite pitchers to watch. He attacks hitters. He pounds the strike zone. He's walking batters at 2.9% of the time, which is top 5% in the league. And the Royals are one of the worst hitting teams, 220 average with a .279 on base percentage. I mean, the only way the Royals are getting on today is if they get walked. I really do think Tyler Wells is going to shove. Orioles 13-3 in their last 16 games, 6-1 against a left-handed starter over the last 7 games, and 7-1 in their last 8 games versus the American League Central. Give me the O's.
I always find myself like you're the one capper who comes on where I'm like, I don't have anything else to say. Like the one thing that I will say is that I thought the opener was very terrifying. And what I do know also is that Ryan Yarbrough weirdly has had incredible numbers against the Orioles. But with that said, we're looking at a -185 line currently on BetMGM. It has been steamed up like unbelievably. Very similar to the Twins. Like this and the Twins, I felt like were scary openers. And what happened? They both got steamed up to the moon. So my only question to you is, what do you do for the people who want to tail you, but now the line is 40 cents beyond what we locked in?
Truthfully, if this was me, and so let me go back. Like I was talking about Tyler Wells, I originally was going to play the first 5, and I sat there and I said, just the point you gave me, like, okay, well, it's going to be an opener. I was like, do I really want to have those maybe 2-3 innings of leeway where I don't really know what's going to happen afterwards, or would I just trust the full game? And that's why I kind of went, I'd rather just pay the 150 for them to win the whole game, win the damn game. It's simple enough that way. Also too, if you're in this spot now, I'm probably going to put a unit on the run line, and I'm going to put whatever it is to win a unit on just the money line. I think that's the way that I'd break it up. Because it's the same thing that I'm laying with the Padres. I mean, if you gave me if the Orioles were -186 when I bet them this morning, then I probably would have bet the run line as well. So I think there's values on both ways because if the Orioles win, they're going to win by more than 1 run. Come on, it's the Royals.
And they're also on the road. You want to take their road team like Padres, plus money. I totally get what you're saying. The line is crazy with Waka. It's like, what the hell? And at the same time, because it's funny, I was close to taking the under in San Diego, Cincinnati. I'm like, I can't fade this Padres out. I just can't do it. So I didn't take it. But I was like, Michael Wacha's got a very low earned run prop. Like, does he just kind of shove today? I don't know. But that's a different game. And that's a reason why I was like, I don't want to take the run line at home. But with the Orioles, if you love the Orioles, take the run line because you should take run lines if they're on the road if you love that team. Not at home because it's not guaranteed that they have 9 innings of hitting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You drew it up perfectly, Peter. I couldn't explain it better myself. So
that's what I'm talking about.
Last one here.
Last one. Is this your favorite of the day?
Oh, I love this play, Peter. I will die on the hill with this play.
Come on.
I love it. 2.72 units to win 2 units. The Seattle Mariners money line. Yeah, I know everyone else is on here saying, oh, we're going to fade Bryce Miller today because he's making his first start. No, he's not. He's going out today, all right? And I'm not saying that he's going to shove. He might pitch 2-3 innings like Aram said. He might. But, guys, I've got the Mariners at -136. They matched 3 systems as well that I already went through. They both had a day off, right? 74%. Oakland has yet to win back-to-back games at all this season. They won their last game. They had an off day. They haven't won again. Seattle is 5-0 this season following an off day. They haven't lost yet. I know they're putting the rookie on the bump, but this is probably the best value I'm ever going to get for the Seattle Mariners against a team like the Oakland A's. Because the way that I see it, Peter, your first 5 can cash, man. It can cash. Listen.
No,
It can cash. It can cash.
You know, dude, you are such a good bettor. You know, you saw -135 of the Mariners against the A's, and you thought it was a treat. Are they giving out free plays? Are the books being so kind?
Yeah, that's what I felt like. Also, too, when I talk about, I love Bryce Miller. He's an Aggie. I saw that man pitch here at Texas A&M, and he's got some stuff. He's the Mariners' number 2 prospect. He's coming off his best start in the minors. Also, too, it was against the Dodgers AA affiliate, which I think definitely, holds some weight as well. But last season, he just kind of broke onto the scene. I mean, I'm talking about 3.16 ERA across 3 levels, struck out 11 batters per 9 innings, and he has 2 variations of that slider that really complements his fastball. I mean, we're going to see some velocity between these 2 pitchers. I mean, it's literally the battle of the Millers today. But I will say this. If you're talking about pure offense, right? If we're talking about pure offense, I'm going to take the Mariners every time, right? I'm going to take the Mariners every time. Whose bullpen am I taking? I'm taking bullpen. You know, I think Mason Miller eventually is going to have that start where he goes 5 innings, 3 hit, 1 run ball, like 7 strikeouts. And we go, yep, here we go. There, it could be today, but he's going to have to come out of the game eventually. He hasn't made it into the 5th inning of any of his starts yet. Come on. Give me the Mariners. That's why I don't got the first 5. Win the damn game. Peter, let's have ourselves today. I'm fired up. I'm ready to watch some baseball.
I love it, my man. I mean, like, obviously, we can both win these bets today. There's a reason I took the Oakland through the first 5 and not through the full game. Obviously, I want that push potential. Obviously, I want to just tail Mason Miller. I want to just fade Bryce Miller. And I don't want to deal with this stinky A's bullpen.
Yeah.
Now, I think this is a trap. I think the A's win this game.
Trust me, I read your write-up. I read your write-up, Peter. I know you think it's a trap. I know you do.
What I'm saying to you is, though, like, you win every day. So it doesn't make me feel good that your favorite play of the day is the Mariners' money line, but that's why this is a competition. That's why this is a blast of a show, because we're going head-to-head, sort of. And Colby is also on the Mariners.
Colby's a smart man, but I also know he's, like, down. Like, what?
Sorry, Colby's in the other room. We're not talking about you.
But, yeah, no, I really do like the Mariners today. I'm sorry. I even betting it, I knew wholeheartedly. I was like, this could be a trap. I knew that going into it, but I'm sorry. I'm going to take my guy, Bryce Miller. I'm going to take the Mariners. Even if he pitches 2-3 innings, I trust that bullpen long term if they have to come in and eat some innings.
All right, my friend. Thank you for coming on. I feel some winners coming out of you.
I feel
not sure about the Mariners.
It's all right. If we go 3-1 and that one falls apart, then it's all right. As long as we go 3-1. Let's have
all right, my friend. I'll talk to you soon, all right?
Sounds good, brother. Bye.
All right. Do we have anybody else in queue? Jake Hazen. We welcomed on number 1 in the rankings. Now we welcome on number 2. Jake Hazen, Astros first 5. Luis Garcia.
What can you do about it? It's all good.
8 pitches. And, even they still almost won it with Brandon Belak. I'm sure we make a different bet if we knew it was Brandon Belak instead of Luis Garcia.
Probably, yeah. Would we, though? Because it was, a system play.
Yes, but I would have just taken the Giants team total if he was on the mound.
I guess that's fair. All right, well, I got one play for you today.
One play?
And
you're a one-play guy. You just come and you give your favorite play 11, and you're up 7 units on stream.
I have to, Peter. I have a service. So.
Oh, little Robati.
Is what it is.
Little Mr. Roboto.
Oh, Marty?
You're a little laggy. Is that just me, or is anybody else on stream? If you could let me know in the comments whether Jake is slightly laggy or... Here, we just lost Jake. A little hazy. Lag. You're good. It's him. Okay. He's back. Let's see.
Are we good?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah. So I got one play today. I'm going with the Rockies money line at plus 142.
I can. Whoa, wait. Sorry. 1 sec, Jake. Can you guys keep talking, Jake? I can hear you. Can the people in chat
no.
hear you?
Anybody hear me?
Oh, he's good.
Okay, you're good. Keep going. Sorry
Okay,
about
so
that.
I'm going the Rockies money line at plus 142. A little bit of system play for me. I'm sure Ben can explain it a little more, but I don't know the exact numbers for this. I just have like assessed betting it last year. The Rockies were my third most profitable team last year, just because of this system. So essentially, what it is, you fade the team coming into Coors when the Coors are on a homestand on the first game of the series. It's been working well for me. Don't know the exact numbers, but I do know that the Rockies were my third most profitable team last year, and I'll benefit a lot of this to this system. So not much really right up. This Feltner kid I like a lot. He kind of, honestly, I'm going to start buying Feltner stock exactly how I bought Justin Steele stock last year. I'm going to buy it all up. This guy reminds me a lot of him because he's a righty. Power slider, bad fastball, and control issues. Exactly the same problem that Justin Steele had when I bought stock into him. So I like him a lot. He put like 4 miles per hour on his slider, which wouldn't be too affected in Coors. It's at 88 now. Last year it was sitting at 84. So spin rates are up on all his pitches. I mean, I like the kid. It's kind of a bad matchup today for the Brewers, but like I said, it's a system play for me. And I am scared that Freddie Peralta, his last appearance in Coors, I'm pretty sure he shoved. I think he went 6 innings and only like 1 earned run. But just rolling the system.
This is a sneaky, really good play. Because the Brewers have been tripping me out all day. Why are they not minus 200?
I don't know.
Tomas is on the Brewers for like 1 trillion units, I think. Oh, no, he's got like 1.4. What does he have? Can you flash up Tomas's graphic? I want to put it right next to Jake's. I want to see.
He's got 1.64.
1.64, and you're on the dog. Okay, so we got the number 1 guy going up against the number 2 guy, and it's conflicting plays. He's also on the Mariners. I'm on the A's. This is a time to be alive. This is a time to be alive, Mr. Jake Hazen.
Did I give out the wrong play?
What?
This graphic says the Angels St. Louis first 5 over.
Oh shit! No, I just put that on.
Oh no, no. You have 1 play. It's just the Rockies.
Wait.
Okay, sounds good.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he has 2 plays down.
Oh, you put 2 plays in Discord.
Yeah.
Oh, god dang it. Whoops. Sorry. Well, I'll go and explain the Angels one. I'll give a little more of a write-up on this one. So, with Sandoval on the bump
Wait,
today...
just curious. Was there any reason like why you didn't want to play it in stream?
No, it's all good. I can just explain it right now.
Okay.
So, yeah. I'm going to be on the Angels today. First 5 over. And as an Angels fan, I'm not very biased. And I'm honestly not the biggest Sandoval believer. And with this matchup against this Cardinals team, a kind of a soft-tossing lefty that primarily throws changeups and sliders, I hate his matchup. I think it's a get-right spot for the Cardinals sitting at home against a left-handed pitcher. And for the Angels going against Matz, I mean, Matz is one of my lower-ranked powering pitchers easily. And this Angels lineup is full of lefty killers when it comes to Trout, Renfroe, Rengifo, Drury. The list goes on and on for this team. I know there's no Ohtani. That does kind of suck, but end of the day, across the board, this matchup is still really good for the Angels, and like it runs from both teams today.
So just to clarify, Angels first 5 plus a half run.
No, Angels first 5 over.
Oh, over 5. So you think that the Cardinals get... Oh, yeah, I read the graphic wrong. Angels first 5 over 5. You think that the Angels get to Matz and the Cardinals get to Patrick Sandoval, and it goes over 5 through 5 innings.
Yep, and I'm not taking the full game over in this one because, gotta say, Peter, don't let the Angels bullpen get hot.
That's what I'm saying.
It's been good. Silseth, Estevez, and Moore is that 1, 2, 3. Pretty nasty. So, and the Cardinals bullpen is fully rested too. So I could see both these bullpens shutting it down. Think of the Angels bullpen. If we have our guys available, it's a pretty damn good bullpen. But when they're not, it's horrible. So kind of same thing as the Nats, but not quite as bad.
Are you feeling what I'm feeling? That the Angels are kind of playing some good baseball?
Dude, it's the pitching, man. It's the ball. I mean, the starting pitching's been kind of bad. I mean, Jose Suarez, he's going to get better. He just that tipping his pitches start that sucked. That was bad for their Jose Suarez truthers. But bullpen looks good. But one thing has pissed me off. They brought back Terpera and they sent Wantz to AAA. When Wantz has been one of our better relievers.
It's been great.
0.96 ERA. His baseball savant until they read it out.
Why'd they do that?
I mean, because they paid this guy $16 million to suck, so they got to make him go do it. I mean,
yeah, damn.
But
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
kind of nasty. Still, that's a stud. Love him in the bullpen. That splitter is gross, but it's all on today.
What's Jimmy Herget been doing? He was
Oh,
dynamite
dude,
for you guys last year.
Never want to see that guy pitch again.
There you go. Okay.
He's that bad.
All right, my friend. 2 plays. Rockies money line. System play going against Tomas. We got so many games of the night. And then the over through the first 5 innings of Angels Cardinals. Feels like 2 winners.
Let's see, Peter.
Let's see. Keep it up, my man. Appreciate you coming on. All right. Who else we got in queue? Nobody in queue? Who else was supposed to come on and get picks?
We got Ollie might be coming soon.
Ollie might be coming soon. Anthony.
Ben.
Ben. Oh, my God. Are you serious?
I see him in chat too. And KV.
We need the people. Are you telling me they're in chat and not up here? Where is everyone? Ben, I see you in chat. Who else? Is anyone else in chat that's supposed to be on stream? No. Ben, can we get you on stream? Mr. Ben. Mr. Ben Carey. Mr. Ben Capwise.
We could do another mid-major.
Oh yeah, let's keep cowards. I agree. Let's go over the rest of mid-major Matt's plays because he unfortunately can't come on stream today.
We did this one first 5 under 4.5.
Yeah, that was first 5 under 4.5. I was kind of talking about that earlier. A little bit of scared. And he's got 2 units on it, but he's been good on these totals. But then he's also on what? San Francisco plus a half. 1 unit. San Francisco Giants against the Houston Astros and Hunter Brown. Wow. Minus 105 now. What did he get it at? Minus 105. I wish he was here to pitch this. What do we think? I want to hear, and I want to ask the chat, I want to hear more opinions. I want to hear more opinions about what your guys' plays are. Like what you guys think of each individual play. But we have Mr. Ollie 1 unit. Ollie 1 unit. Going to be deploying units today.
Yes, couple deployed. The most plays I put out on here, and I'm super due. Can you hear me?
Yeah, no, I can hear you. It's a little, I think you got a dog running around in the background or something like that.
I just got home so she's all riled up.
We love it.
All right, let me look back. I'm going to start with the prize picks entry real quick, if that's cool.
Okay, let's talk.
All right, so the two-team prize picks entry I'm on is Bryce Elder under 4.5 strikeouts with Michael Lorenzen over 4 strikeouts. Kind of weird, kind of niche, but Bryce Elder, we know, just faced the Marlins last week. He had 3 strikeouts. But the main reason I like this play is because once the lineup came out, I was looking at the high strikeout guys and the low strikeout guys on the Marlins. And the high strikeout guys, Jed Chisholm, Sanchez. And let me know if I messed up. Oh, hold on.
No, he's good. He said they hear.
Is that better?
Oh, that's better. Mic, that's your mic. There we go.
Yeah, sorry, that was it was on my webcam mic. My bad.
You're good. So, Cone, can you throw up the graphic for the prize picks entry for him? And maybe just go over it again, a little bit of staticky.
I didn't
Yeah.
get that graphic.
Okay.
Okay, you sent it a little bit late, so we don't have a graphic, but it is tracked. So remind us.
Yeah, that's my bad.
all good.
I don't like doing props before lineups are out, so
It's tough.
I locked it in. The first one, let's go over Michael Lorenzen real quick. Over 4 strikeouts is the first leg for that. In the lineup today, we have Francisco Alvarez, Brett Beatty, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, Daniel Vogelbach. All those guys strike out at least 24% of the time against right-handed pitching. On the other hand, you do have Jeff McNeil, Starlin Marte, Mark Cannon, Brett Nimmo. Not necessarily strikeout guys, but we only need 4. 2 times through the lineup, I think Michael Lorenzen definitely has the stuff to do this. 4 strikeouts is not asking for a lot. Over 3.5 is minus 150 something on books, at least on my book. I don't want to say books plural, but so at the 4 there, that's a fine number to me. I like that, especially after the Mets just played 2 games yesterday, and now they travel over. I know they had the rest days over the weekend, but you wake up prepared to play a game, then you don't play a game 2.5 days in a row. That's kind of a shitty feeling. And then you play 18 innings in one game with a lot of offense and a lot of action, albeit. So I like Mike Lorenzo's chances there. And then on the flip side, I'm fading Bryce Elder again. I just am not a believer in him being like a legit top end starter, especially on the Braves. And he's going against the Marlins today. Kind of similar. You do have a lot of high strikeout guys on the Marlins. Let me see if I can get it up real quick. Like Jazz Chisholm, Brian De La Cruz, Jesus Sanchez in particular, I think are the top three, and they strike out a ton. Jazz is almost at 40% versus righties.
Highest strikeout rate in the league.
Which is it's homer or strikeout right now for him pretty much, which is what he did against Bryce Elder last time. He struck out once and hit a homer once, and I think he grounded out or something. But on the flip side, the main reason why I lock this in is because Garrett Cooper's not playing. In his stead, you have Yuli Gurriel, but the guy just puts bat to ball not very well, but he's not going to strike out.
He's hitting the ball pretty well today.
We have Yuli Gurriel, John Birdie. I'm trying to think of who.
Soler,
obviously, Luis Arraez. Soler's strikeout numbers are pretty down this year. It's only like 15 or 16% against righties, which for him is crazy. Like, that's amazing. Exactly. So under 4.5. They just saw him last week's, and Elder only struck out 3. So the fact one of those was Garrett Cooper, one of those was Jazz Chisholm, one of those was John Birdie, I believe, were the 3 he got. So with all the information there, he'll probably get De La Cruz, Sanchez, or Chisholm twice combined out of that, which is fine because at the bottom of the lineup and with Arraez, Birdie, Stallings is going to be a wild card. Hopefully he doesn't strike out, draws a walk or something. That's probably what is going to make or break it if John Stallings strikes out or not. But that one's a little sketchy. I understand people don't want to take it, but that's my 2-teamer, 1 unit on that. And then I'm looking at the other plays I had, 0.75 units on the other ones, I believe, right? Yep. Okay. Sandy minus 130. I was on this play last time. I was very confident in it. And then Dylan Floro let up like 17 runs in the 8th inning. Broke my heart. It is what it is. It's minus 130 today. And the same matchup was plus 140 on the Marlins side just last week. I understand. Look, there's circumstances to it, right? Home and away. The fact the Braves are coming off a doubleheader, travel day, Marlins get a rest day. I understand that. 70-cent line flip is insane to me. On top of that, Sandy pitched really well. I think he'll pitch really well again. And I think the line's pretty telling on top of my baseball brain just liking it again. So give me the Marlins minus 130. My boy Graham Ashcraft pitches today, so I'm taking that under. I don't necessarily have the balls to come up here and say that the Reds are going to beat the Padres in a full game today. But I do think, especially with this under burning most of the world yesterday, in this match in the matchup, I like this under. I'm a little nervous that Waka gets just demolished because his stuff looks bad this year. Blue across the board on the Savant page. The X stats finally caught up with him after kind of a fluky, solid year last year in Boston. Early on, regression has hit him pretty hard, but it's not like the Reds are an elite offensive team, especially on the road. That being said, so I like the under there with a healthy Reds bullpen. Ashcraft back end, good part of the Reds bullpen, like I talked about last week with him and the Pirates too. So get it to Alexis Diaz. Alex Young won't pitch. He's been good this year, but was bad last night. So
yeah,
I like that under. And then the last one I have, give me the rookies on the bump over in Oakland. Give me that under as well.
Interesting. I'm on the A's through the first 5. Was there ever a part of you that said, I want to take the A's at all?
No. Never. Not once this year will that ever cross my mind. No. Sorry.
You're soft.
The Brent Rooker story is awesome. Like, Jesus Aguilar is hitting 1 bomb a week out of nowhere. That's cool. But, like, their big free agent signing this year was like Aledmus Diaz. I mean, I just can't take him seriously. I know they have some fun prospects like pitching tonight. Bobby Miller's, he's exciting, he's cool.
Mason Miller, I mean.
Huh?
Mason Miller and Bryce Miller.
Right,
You said
yeah.
Bobby. You're thinking you got your Dodgers hat on.
I do actually, because he's a prospect stash of mine in a fantasy league. So
As he should be.
A lot of Millers going around, but my point is,
and they all throw gas.
They all throw gas. Yep. The Mariners bats just like have been very unimpressive this year, especially outside of Jared Kelenic. Teoscar just doesn't look good. J-Rod's been fine, but he's a little banged up right now. Ty France is banged up and bad. Like, nobody really scares me in that lineup, and I think this is a great spot for Miller to just kind of be like, hey, I'm here after a couple of like flash in the pans. Now, rookie pitcher making his debut on the road, is that a little sketchy? Sure. The A's, I think, will probably get to him early on, 1, 2, 3 runs. I just don't see this game eclipsing 8. The A's have been going over way too much this year for a team that bad, and I think I just don't think the offense in general. Maybe the bullpens are so bad late for the A's that they let up 7 runs in the 7th and 8th inning or something like that. But I'm going to take my chances here and take the under.
Fantastic. And those are your 3 plays, right? So we got the Reds versus the Padres under.
Yep.
We have Sandy and the Marlins money line.
Yep.
We have Seattle versus Oakland under 8 runs through the full game. Is that it?
Yep. And then the
prize picks entry, of course.
Yeah. So 4 plays. I'm trying to get. We have a good day here today. Get back to the even mark, the 0.0 mark, and go from there. It's still early. It's
still
just
early.
May now.
It's May 2nd.
Oh yeah, plenty of time to catch up.
Appreciate you, my man.
In the Discord, he wrote in our chat, Sandy minus 130. So Henry wrote San Diego Padres minus 130. That's why the graphic said San Diego.
The graphic got mixed up because you wrote Sandy minus 130, and our intern thought it was San Diego minus 130.
Well,
so
that's why he's an intern.
No, shout out Henry. I know he's listening. Shout out Henry. He's the best. He's the best.
Hey, we were all interns at one point, so it's a learning experience. Some people don't get my my verbiage right off the bat.
I've been a multi-time intern.
Sandy Day. Exactly. I've been there.
Appreciate you, my man, for coming on. Plug your Twitter. Ollie 1 Unit.
Ollie 1 Unit. It's Jordan Spieth week for those that care about golf. He'll finally get a win this week, I think. I hope.
How's your golf betting been so far this year? Because I know you're nails.
Best week in a while, so we're picking up momentum.
Love it.
I still haven't hit it outright since Matt Fitzpatrick last year at the U.S. Open, so I'm incredibly due for that.
You know, I've made a couple of golf bets in my life.
Yeah.
I'm 1 and 2. I've only made 3 in my life, but the 1 is still one of the greatest bets I've ever made. Colin Morikawa.
Yeah.
Plus 9,000. I think it was like his first one.
Yeah,
wasn't my pick. Got it from my buddy. He's like, I like this Colin Morikawa guy. He was like, you want to throw $10 on plus 9,000? I was like, $10. Let's throw 50 if you like it. Bang.
I was riding out a 100-to-1 ticket over the weekend. Almost got there. Actually, Batia in the final group with John Rahm and Tony Finau. Tony just couldn't. Tony wasn't going home without a dub. So
yeah,
feeling good about this week.
If my golf buddy comes to me with a bet at plus 9,000, like I'm gonna throw 0.25 units on it. Like I'm not gonna throw $10. Come on.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Appreciate you, my man.
All right,
my man. I'll talk to you soon. All right.
Later, Gator.
Later. Okay. Javon is not coming on stream, still dealing with finals, but he will be on soon. Only, I think, a week or so until he is back on stream. Who else we got?
So we're still waiting for
KB and Anthony.
Ben just said he can't come on.
Ben said he can't come on.
And that's it.
And that's it.
We have some more mid-major plays, and we can do all Ben's plays.
All right, let's do Ben's.
Yeah. Well, let's finish mid-majors.
Okay. So we'll finish mid-majors.
We did the Giants plus a half.
Giants plus a half.
This is where we left off. And then Cleveland, New York under 6.5.
Cleveland, New York under 6.5, which is interesting because this line has moved to 7. Can you just throw all of mid-majors picks on so everybody can see them?
Oh, shit, Anthony's here.
And Anthony's here. All right, so he's on the under 6.5. It has moved up to 7. I mean, the Yankees can't hit. But now it's under 7 at minus 120, so it's moving back up and down. We got Mr. Anthony DeBundo from Action Network here to give us some plays talk numbers. That's why I love talking with Anthony, because he's as big of a nerd as I am. We could get into Stuff Plus. How about Mason Miller on Stuff Plus? How about that?
We actually have nothing on Bryce Miller, so it's kind of tricky to try to project him out as to what exactly we're going to expect.
He's going to get killed today. A's through the first 5.
I mean, I would be okay with. I didn't bet the game, so I have no real opinion there. I would lean toward the under, but again, without any real information on Miller, I'm more tempted to pass. So that's what I did in that one. But it'll be interesting to watch. I'll definitely have the screen on that game.
Have to. And it's not even the little screen where they have the A's on. It's the big TV. Bryce Miller, Mason Miller, 2 of the best fastballs in the minor leagues going head-to-head.
What time is that game? 9?
7.
Oh, okay. Wait, how is that at 7? Oh, 7.
Oh, wait, no, I'm completely wrong. That game is at 9:40 p.m. Eastern. I'm thinking I got Cubs Nationals on my brain.
Phillies after dark, and then it'll be and we'll have the Warriors on, and then I'll have a screen on Mason Miller and Bryce. I like Miller money line.
Miller money line is probably going to hit. I love the sports calendar today. I'm a Knicks fan. We're beating the Heat by 50. Then I'm going to watch Lakers Warriors, but in the meantime, I got 7 screens of baseball going on. I assume the same for you. What's your first play that is actionable?
Yeah, so I'm going to take the Cincinnati Reds in the full game. I'm trying to remember which ones I put in our little picks thing. I'm going to take the Reds plus 170 for the full game. I love the pitching advantage I get with Ashcraft against Michael Wacha. We'll talk Stuff Plus. I said this on our show this morning. Michael Wacha's fastball, in terms of Stuff Plus, is comparable with Austin Gomber, Noah Syndergaard, Luis Sessa, some of the worst fastballs in all of Major League Baseball amongst starters. And he survived his last outing against the Cubs. I think I was on the show last week. We talked about him. Wacha's fastball has not gotten any better. His peripherals look about the same from a strikeout minus walk percentage, but he's getting hit much harder now than he was then. And Ashcraft is a completely opposite. And so I think, you start with the season with a baseline on what Graham Ashcraft is and what Michael Wacha is. And it can take a little bit of time for the market to react and adjust the priors on the pitchers. And I think Wacha's downgrade and Ashcraft's upgrade has not been steep enough here with the number at plus 170. So I'm going to take the Reds. I know it's ugly. They have a really bad bullpen. I also bet the F5, but I'm using the full game for our little contest here. So I did split my unit on both. I just think that the big starting pitcher edge, it's pretty rare you see that in an underdog as big as the Reds are tonight.
This game is crazy. Tomas, he came on and he said, so he's number 1 in our leaderboard right now. And he came on and said, when I looked at the line, I was like, it's got to be Graham Ashcraft. It's got to be the Reds. And he was like, them being this big of a favorite scared the hell out of me, so he went with the Padres run line. And I kind of think one of your guys' hits. Either the Padres blow them out or the Reds just win outright. And it's going to be a battle. And I cannot wait.
I mean, the lineup's been really bad for Cincinnati. They have not produced. The weather is not great for offense. It's going to be in the 50s out there. So that would definitely, I think that helps my bet personally. It keeps the game lower scoring. The thing about Ashcraft keeping the ball on the ground too, I do like that. Their infield defense is better than it used to be. It's still not good, but it's better than it was. Mm-hmm. And so, it'll be interesting to see how they make up for it after the 5th inning when Ashcraft probably departs. So that's going to be the tough 12 outs, I think.
Love it, my man. Play number 2, right?
Yeah, we'll go with the Angels and the Cardinals over 9. Is it still 9? Or did it tick down again?
Let's see. It is at 8.5 now.
Right. Ohtani being out.
Sorry. That I was looking at the wrong game. It's at 8.5, but minus 120 towards the over. So a slight adjustment.
Yeah, I like the over at 8.5. I would prefer the 8.5 minus 120 to the 9. Actually, I don't usually love laying the juice here, but 9 being such a key number, so many games do land on 9. I bet 8.5 minus 120 last night. Still like it. This is a classic. Cardinals against left-handed pitching.
Yep. This
lineup is one of the most positive regression candidates in all the baseball. I know Arenado's been bad, but from an ex-WOBA versus actual WOBA perspective, from a hitting with runners in scoring position perspective, the Cardinals have been pretty unlucky this year, which is kind of the opposite of what they've been the last couple of years, where they outperform their numbers as from a hitting perspective. But this is a top 7 lineup, and we know this is a top 5 and arguably 1 lineup against left-handed pitching. They were number 1 last year. They bring back Arenado, Goldschmidt, and O'Neill, the big three in the middle of that order. Contreras added as well. All guys that just crush left-handed pitching. Patrick Sandoval's got some troubling indicators now. His strikeout rate is way down. His swinging strike rate is down. His walk rate is up. And so anytime you have all three of those combining, the ERA projection on the pitcher has to go up. And that's exactly where I am on Sandoval here. So I'm down on him, and I'm not really a believer in Steven Matz either. I mean, Matz traditionally had good stuff numbers, even for a sinker baller, and that's just not the case right now. His velocity still is down. He's been getting hit hard, struggling with command as well. So given how much the Angels are improved against left-handed pitching, they went out and they got Renfroe, Drury, Urshela. This is a lineup that's well built to hit lefties now, much better than it was in the past. So even without Ohtani, I know that ticked back down again. That's always a bummer, but I still like the over 8.5 runs here in that game. I just think it's a little too low. Hitting environment doesn't look too bad in St. Louis either.
You can tell what Ohtani does to a line. I mean, the Cardinals were minus 130 favorites. He gets announced out. The under adjusts, and so does the Cardinals money line. I'm curious. Krabs has a 3-unit bet on the Cardinals. Jake Hazen is on the first 5 over, and you're on the full game over. Just for our audience who want to play this over with you, but are thinking of doing some other things within this game, which side would you lean when you handicap this game?
What's the Angels number out to now? Or the Cardinals, rather.
The Cardinals are minus 150. Angels are plus 125.
Yeah, I would have to take the dog. It would be dog or nothing. I think that's a little bit of an overreaction to Ohtani. I mean, I don't think he's worth 20 cents.
Yeah.
He
might be.
I mean, he's a great hitter, but he's not a Jordan for me. He's not a Judge for me.
But Jordan moved at 30 cents. Jordan can move at 35 cents.
Yeah, I know. It is tricky, but I would still say he's probably worth closer to 10 to 15 for me than the full 20.
That's
so
fair.
I would ultimately reflexively lean toward the Angels, but they did. I believe Jose Quijada just went out. If I read that correctly. I might have missed that. But that's a big loss to the bullpen. And this bullpen's been good. I mean, they're top 8 bullpen this year by ERA, but it doesn't feel like it's something that's going to last. It feels like
also
a bit of a
lot
house
of
cards.
lefties in their bullpen.
Exactly, and that's the other thing I was going to say is that when they come down to it in the final innings here, it's going to be relying on lefties to get final outs, and that's been a real thing that the Cardinals have continued to hit, even in bullpens, not just starters. So it's a tricky matchup, but at minus 150, there's no value left in betting the Cardinals, in my view. I think that's about right. Lean toward the Angels.
Absolutely, my man. And I think that you have one more play? Yeah, you have one more play, right?
Yeah, I do. Over in the Marlins and Braves game, I saw that it just got bet up to 8. Acuna in the lineup, which is nice after he got hit yesterday by the Mets. But yeah, this is a bet against both Alcantara and against Elder. Elder throwing 89, 90 mile an hour fastballs and sinkers. It just doesn't feel sustainable to me. The Marlins also just saw him.
Yep.
And so I think a lot of what Elder is kind of trying to bank on here is being a bit of a junk baller and then relying on some deception. I think it's just harder to do when you see a team twice in a week. And so the Marlins will have just seen him last week. This was the reverse of a pitching matchup that happened in Atlanta on, I think it was Wednesday.
Yeah, just happened last week.
Yeah, it closed. I bet over 8. It closed 8.5. That was in Atlanta. You flip the venue. Of course, that lowers the run environment. But this, I bet over 7.5. It's now 8. I still like it at 8. Wouldn't play it past 8. But yeah, Alcantara continues to. It's tricky. We had a long discussion with Sean Zerillo about this today on our show and what we make of Sandy, because of course last year he beat all the projection systems because the market was not caught up to the fact that he was inducing so much weak contact, pop-ups, weak grounders. How sustainable is that? Especially once the strikeout rate continues to dip and the walk rate bumps up a couple ticks. You just can't really be an elite pitcher if you're striking out 20% of hitters. I just don't think that's possible in the modern day, especially with the shift rules now, and the Marlins are pretty suspect infield defense. So I think that there's real questions about Sandy, and he's been getting hit harder. So I think, whatever it is, you have to up your ERA projection for Sandy. He is not the Sandy of the last year and a half. And so I like the over there.
This is why I love you. I was just speaking with Arm, who's on the Marlins money line. And chat, was I not saying the same thing that Anthony was saying? I'm like, the weak contact, these pop-ups, he's not getting them. His strikeout rate is down. His swinging strike rate is down. There's a lot of weird things going on with him, but at the same time, he's such a dog. Like, he is such a man among boys. He's so big, and the velocity isn't down. It's not like this stuff is ticking down. So it's like, what the hell is happening? That's why I lean the over. It's so funny. I lean the over, and I was like, but I've seen Sandy deliver at home in these big-time games so often that I was like, I can't do it. But this could be kind of all right, he didn't do it this time again. That's for the future. But I'm like, I can't bet it today because in this spot, he's just done so well historically. But he might just look like a different pitcher. I wasn't sure, so I couldn't bet the over. But that was my favorite play in this game when I was handicapping them all.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just hard. I think I bet the over in almost every Sandy start to varying degrees of success. So it depends. I mean, which Sandy we'll get tonight, we'll see. But I think the market is starting to correct back toward him. We saw a lot of Atlanta money come in earlier. I haven't looked in the last 20 minutes, but I saw that the Braves, the Marlins drifted from -135 back to about -120.
Yep.
So some market respect for Atlanta for sure.
Absolutely, my man. Really appreciate you having on.
Big part of that.
Big part of that. Are you going to be on stream tomorrow?
Tomorrow's Wednesday. Yeah, I'll be on tomorrow.
Love breaking
back-to-back days. I think it's the first time all year. I got to get more picks in. I got to start getting rolling here.
We got to get up to 100
I think I'm still in the
picks.
red.
You'll get there. You'll be fine. I have full confidence in you, Anthony. Appreciate you coming on, my man. We'll talk to you soon, all right? Yeah. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. 2 hours we've been at this. And we got Ben right now? Perfect. Is this the last person, by the way, Producer Cohen? It's got to be. It's got to be. Mr. Ben Carey, take us home, my friend. Take us home.
I'll be real quick because I actually have to hop off here in a second, and I'm sure
cool.
everyone's ready. The games are about to start too, so
let's
great
talk.
Stream so far. Okay, first pick, going with the Tigers money line.
Ooh,
I locked it in at +130 to winning unit. I'm not sure what it's at now.
Let's see. +130.
Okay, yeah, playing the Mets team on that doubleheader. I think the bullpen will be somewhat taxed, so going with the Tigers. It feels ugly, but hey, it is what it is.
Tigers also great splits against lefties. They're facing Joey Lucchesi. I almost played it today, but Michael Lorenzen is unfortunately a trash can.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about that, but that's why we're getting plus money here.
That's why we're getting +130. It's a dog for a reason, and they're at home facing a team off travel and a doubleheader. I would definitely lean your way. What's your next play?
I'm on the Marlins first 5. Now, when I locked this in, I was anticipating Acuna being out. I'm actually shocked he's playing.
Me too, actually.
I guess it's just a bruise, so that kind of sucks. But
he won't be 100%.
Locked in. Yeah, he won't be 100%. Yeah, I wonder if he steals too. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see how limited he is. But
I mean, just so you know, the first 5 has not changed. It is still -140 first 5. So while the money line on the full game changed, that has not budged, which is good for you.
It's a great point.
With that, it hasn't adjusted.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Marlins there. Boston, Toronto. I think this one might have moved the other way. What are you showing that one at now? The over.
Sorry, repeat the play for me. Real quick.
The Red Sox and Blue Jays.
Red Sox and Blue Jays. Cohen, can you flash that graphic for us? What is it? What did you get it at?
I had it at 9.5. I'm just curious what it's at now.
9.5. Let's see. It is still at 9.5.
Okay. Not a deep handicap on this one. Good conditions. Just kind of comes down to what Kikuchi does. But
and these games seem to just fly over no matter who starts. Like Red Sox,
they
Blue
really
Jays,
have.
Orioles, Red Sox. These games just fly. It's like you don't even really need to handicap them; they just fly. I mean,
there's a lot of opportunities with guys on base. It just comes down to if those guys can hit, those home runs, and that's going to be the difference in this one. So I like the over there. The Nationals team total over 3.5. I'm trying to remember what I liked about this one. I think it was I know because it's the Nationals. I think there was something with the splits. I mean, righties versus lefties splits are bad. There was something with the platoon split that I liked a little bit, and also good conditions too for runs out there in DC. And then I'm going. Go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt you. We got sideways wind. Like I assume you're talking about the pressure. I don't think it's great hitting conditions in Nationals Park today. It's in the high 50s.
Yeah, I'm curious to see because last night the wind was more out, so there is a good chance that it could have moved. And that's one time, or that's one of the disadvantages of locking plays in early, right? Sometimes things change.
Yeah.
The Nationals, man. I mean, they do have a few bats, but what's his face, Meneses, man? I think he has 1 home run this year. Yeah, I mean, they're the Nats. It is what it is, but I think they can put up some runs. We'll see what happens in that one. Twins first 5, the spread, just kind of fading. Kopech, yeah, which I think a lot of people have been. And Joe Ryan, I mean, is Joe Ryan's playing in this one, right?
Yeah, Joe Ryan's the starter.
Yeah, that's right.
Best splitter in baseball, I think, right now.
Yeah, it's nasty. Shout out Capwise Nick. He was on that one pretty early with Joe Ryan. He was like, dude, watch this guy. He's going to be great. I faded him once, and I learned my lesson quickly.
Dude, I don't even mean to one-up Nick at all because that's not why I'm bringing him up. The reason I'm bringing him up is we talked on the Just Baseball show. You know, obviously we're deep into the prospect world, and we were like, they traded Joe Ryan for Nelson Cruz. I don't know if you remember that trade. Joe Ryan and the Twins for Nelson Cruz, and we were like, he's going to be a stud, and then he's just been a stud, and his fastball is unhittable.
What organization originally drafted him?
I don't know who originally drafted him, but I know he came from the Rays. So it could have been a minor league free agent, but I'm pretty sure the Rays grabbed him.
I mean, that would make sense because the Rays have a good knack at finding good arms. So,
do you have one more play?
Yeah, and then last play is the over in the Angels Cardinals. A lot of people have talked about this one. I think at a typo too. It should be. No, that's right. 4.5. Yep. Yeah, that's correct. First 5. Playing the splits there. I wanted to bring up one thing about Nolan, and then we can hop off.
Yeah,
Nolan over the last, I think, 12 games is batting close to 100, which is insane.
Did you see my tweet under your? You see my comment on your tweet?
No, oh no, I missed it.
I think he's hurt.
Oh, you think he is hurt?
He looks. I mean, he just doesn't look the same. His bat speed is down. Like I think he's dealing with something. I could be wrong. It's just from watching him. Like, I love, watching the Cardinals. I turn them on almost
if
every
he
day.
is hurt, he's definitely playing through something without letting the trainers know. He's that type of guy where he wouldn't say anything. I think we'll really know if he's hurt if he has another just 1 for 5 type outing because of the points I mentioned against lefties in that stretch over the last 12, 5 of 47. Only saw 7 at bats against lefties. One of them was against Kershaw, who was on fire that game. So, yeah, if he doesn't have a game today, a good game, there's something deeper going on with him because this is a great get-right spot with him going back home off the long road stand and then also with the platoon split. So just something to watch for. I mean, I don't know if you sprinkle a home run prop on him. Maybe not, but we'll see. I think this could be a good do spot just because of the points I mentioned. But if that's not a play, I just wanted to.
Yeah, you're just highlighting. You think he's going to have a day. Appreciate you, Ben. You're the man.
For sure.
I know you got to bounce too, so I'll leave you to it. But definitely go check out.
Hey, last thing. It's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, a lot of big unit bets in the competition. We'll see if people start to just knock each other out.
That's why this is a blast. It's just, people come in with 3 units. Some people come with 5 1-unit plays. Some people come with a couple, and it's like, let's see who wins.
It's going to be fun to watch the games tonight because a lot of dueling action. So I appreciate you, Peter.
Absolutely, my man. We'll talk to you soon, all right?
All right, see ya.
All right, everybody. That'll do it for this episode of Not Gambling Advice, the baseball betting stream. Of course, hopefully you will download the Pickett Sports app. I say hopefully, but you just should because you should sync your sports book and use code PETER to get an instant $3. It's a raffle. You might even get 100, but I would say you'll get at least $3. Prize Picks, remember we got a lot of Prize Picks entries. If you have not downloaded it yet, use code JustBaseball, full 100% deposit match. And of course, we're always using the king of sportsbook on BetMGM. Yeah, these are all of mid-majors, KB's plays. This is all not mid-major. You want to flash KB's?
Oh, yeah, I'm putting KB up right now.
Perfect. So these are mid-major. KB, unfortunately, they couldn't come on stream today. But we still got tons of plays for you guys. Really appreciate you guys coming on, listening. We do this every day, 4:30 p.m. Eastern to 6:30 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully you guys had a blast. I know I had a blast, and I'm excited to watch a loaded sports day. Tons of baseball, great basketball, and even some hockey thrown in there. Appreciate everybody listening, but we have to remember, it's not gambling advice. Peace out, everybody.